What's up this afternoon, everyone? Oh no, are we echoing? Oh god. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see you, good to see ya, good to see ya. What is up, Homebrewdorf? And also, oh my god, the chat's not on screen. Dylan Hunter and Gustama and Cat Cam Fan and Moxie Goose and Moose Riley. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is having a flumpful day. I didn't really think that went through. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. So, as you might have gathered by the title of this stream, we're going to be doing some Flumphing, but this time on Arena. You might have seen on the YouTube, and if you haven't seen on the YouTube, you can check it out. We played some Flumph in Modern yesterday, and it was actually kind of ridiculously sweet, and it actually kind of worked. We have a long and storied history with Flumph. When Flumph first came out, there was a stream, I won't make you watch it. I think it's the longest stream we've ever done, because I made this stupid promise that I would keep streaming until I won with Flumph, and we lost 28 matches. I believe it was 28 matches in a row before we finally won with Flumph. It was long and it was brutal. Ever since then, I kind of thought that Flumph was just a horrible card, but then all of a sudden, yesterday, out of the blue, some Moto genius realized that you can combo Flumph with Orcish Bowmasters to make your opponent draw their entire deck. So all you gotta do is play more cards than your opponent. Literal deck measuring, someone put it, which is like the perfect name. It is deck size measuring. And it actually kind of is good now. So today we have a bunch of different Flumph builds that we can mess around. I think we're just gonna start with like very straightforward collected Flumphining, but there's also like a sacrifice Flumph deck, kind of a oops all comp. This deck has like every combo I could find all jammed together. I'm sure it's gonna be horrible, but there's so many different combos in this deck, so we're gonna have some fun today, messing around, doing some Flumphing on Magic Arena. Jaguar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Special Kale? How are you? So reminders before we jump into it. Replay YouTube. This week, find all old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Check out yesterday's Flumph video tomorrow. We're actually playing some standard. We have a budget standard deck tomorrow that's actually kind of sweet. So if you're waiting for some new standard content, that's coming up tomorrow. Tons of other stuff coming up on the YouTube. Sea Rockets. Hey, what's up, Tuka buddy? Welcome to the Fishbowl. It is time for the Flumph show indeed. Thank you for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. Early stream today. Yeah, streaming a little bit early. So normally, honestly, I would like to stream it this time every Thursday, but it just never works because we have Commander Clash. This is when we record Commander Clash normally. But this week, everyone's gone at Barcelona for the Magic Con, so I don't have Commander Clash to record. So I can actually stream in the afternoon on this Thursday. So otherwise, a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG You can get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one and they'll hook you up. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page, token, t-shirts, playmats, getaway, support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. Now, I listened to the stream on my commute home on Thursday. Oh, well, the VOD will cover you, WenCube. The VOD's got you. It's got you. Beautiful day, Seth. Beautiful day, community. Lots of love. Good luck on any future Commander Master product pulls. Cheers. Hey, thanks for swinging by, Andy Critter. How goes it? Plan on going to any SCG cons? So it was in Baltimore was the last one. I'm not sure what the next one is. I'm sure I will be at more SCG cons in the future though. I always have fun going to SCG cons. So anyway, what are we doing today? What are we starting with? We are trying to combo with Flumph, trying to win with Flumph. So how does Flumph win a game of Magic? It's actually really simple. Flumph, Magic's best jellyfish. Honestly, I got a question for you first, chat. Why do people like Flumph so much? I'm actually like, I did not realize the popularity of Flumph. I saw the deck and I like posted a tweet about it, and then like 200 people retweeted the deck, which is a ridiculous number for a Magic tweet. That like does usually it's a handful, like 10 people. That's a lot of people retweeting a deck in Magic. So like 200 people retweeted, a ton of people watched the video. What's the deal with Flumph? Why are people so hyped about? Is it a D&D thing? Like, is this like the Stormcrow of D&D, or like Scornful Egotist or whatever? Like, is that the Is that the idea? Is this like some iconic? I don't really know D&D that well. Is it like some iconic meme character in D&D that people just really like, or is this just like some random? I don't know D&D well enough to know if it's actually like a big deal in D&D or not. It's the Kuraboth of D&D. I don't even know what Kuraboth is. So what is the plan of this deck? So Flumph. It's a cute little 0/4 flying defender, but when it's dealt damage, you and target opponent draw a card. Normally, that is a horrible ability to have. Why do we want to let our opponent also draw a card? We're not playing a Secret Rendezvous in Commander. You don't want your opponent to draw cards. However, with Orcish Bowmasters, this can turn into a game-ending combo. Orcish Bowmasters, when ETBs or when our opponent draws a card, we get to ping something for one. So we can play this, ping our Flumph, make our opponent draw a card, which will trigger Bowmasters to ping our Flumph, to trigger Bowmasters to ping our Flumph. The end result will be, assuming we can make Flumph indestructible with a Selfless Savior or a Boromir or something, a Selfless Spirit, the end result will be our opponent will draw their entire deck, we'll draw our entire deck, but because we're playing 63 cards, our opponent will mill out first. We'll also get a huge Orc army, which is also a nice little bonus, although usually it doesn't matter. So that's the goal of the deck. This is a collected company shell to try to find Flumph. So for this to work, we need three things. We need Bowmasters, we need Flumph, and we have to make Flumph indestructible. So we're trying to use collected company to get the Flumph, get the Bowmasters, and then the indestructibility piece, we got a lot of redundancy. Boromir, Selfless Spirit, Selfless Savior, any of those can get the job done. And that's essentially the goal of the deck. I will say, I have not tried this combo on Arena yet. I don't know if anyone else has. How bad is it? How bad is it? Is it actually... Is Arena just going to time us out? Is that going to be a disaster? I am a little worried that it's going to be hard to click through. Couldn't Coco thin your deck? Yes, although, I mean, we're playing 63 cards, so hopefully, maybe 63 won't be enough with Coco. Maybe we got to go up to like 64. Ooh, Lurrus in the main deck. I can see one of Lurrus in the main deck. I also have some other... Well, we got a Bowmaster. We'll try this. Also have some other builds. We do have a Lurrus build. We do have a Tutor from the Sideboard build. I got so many Flumph builds. I've been building Flumph decks all day. The collected... Oh... I kind of feel like I'm supposed to just Bowmasters this. One of the awkward things about the deck is... usually want to play the Flumph before the Bowmasters so we can ping it and start the loop. However, I don't think we're above just sniping a Llanowar Elves. Like, I think we gotta do it here, unfortunately. When was the last time you tried Restore Balance? I played the original build unit Archlon and recently updated Brew in updated list. Ooh, it's been a minute, and I love Restore Balance. I'd love to see your list, actually. Hey, what's up, Terrible Day Foray? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. Never get to watch the stream. Love the YouTube. Well, welcome to the stream, Terrible Day. Oh, what? Are they playing Land Destruction? Oh. Okay, we're not playing that many basics. We are not playing that many basics, not that many at all. Well, how about a Selfless Spirit and a Godless Shrine and hit you for 3? Can we Flumph our way to Mythic? We're not that far away from Mythic. That would be the ultimate Flumph triumph. Who would believe those words? We have a new donation from WenCube. I've been struggling with depression recently, and last week they are playing Land Destruction. And last week it became life-threatening. I went to the hospital and doing so much better. Donating to remind people that if you're struggling, it isn't weakness to ask for help. It's strength, stay safe. Oh, wow, we've run a lot of lands. Well, WenCube, I'm glad things are going better. And I'm glad, also thank you for the message, because that is a really important message. I'm glad that you have, I think we actually just play this, as awkward as that is. All right, here we come. I'm glad you put that message out there because it is a really good reminder. Like it's not weakness. If you need help, you should not be ashamed to get it. It can really truly save your life. That's not an exaggeration or a meme. Like depression is not something to mess with. So thank you for the donation, and also thank you for the message. Hey, says same boat as Spellakilla. Watch the YouTube video all the time, but just tuning into the stream, saw the Flumph notification. An opponent scoops it up. Where to find the game? Just Magic the Gathering in Play Store. So you're looking where to play Magic. So, Magic Arena is now on Steam if you do the Steam thing. So that's one way to get it. You can also download it at magic.gg, I believe. Magic.gg, and then if you go to Digital and Magic Arena, I believe this will... Wait, does this not let you download Arena? It's got to let you download Arena on here. Can you really not? Oh, wait, right here. Yeah, wait, no, that's new to Magic Arena. Oh, play free. Yeah. So magic.gg or Steam will let you download it. Why is the deck list wrong? Wait, the deck list is wrong? Hang on. Oh, I must have forgot to update it. Hang on. Updating as we speak. The other big news is there's a Pro Tour tomorrow. There's a Pro Tour. The bad news is no one registered Magic's mightiest Jellyfish. Apparently there are no flumps. No flumps at all. There are many One Rings. Is it possible on mobile? Yes, although Magic Arena is on mobile. However, I don't know if I'd play this deck on mobile. I don't know. I don't play on mobile. Would it be possible to play this deck on mobile? Anyone who plays on mobile? Is that a thing that's even possible or no? I would be nervous about the amount of clicking that goes into this deck on mobile. I think we basically keep it the same. Opponent's trying to play land destruction. Yeah, we'll talk about the modern stuff. The metagame, my god. So the One Ring, Orcish Bowmasters, good Magic cards. Good Magic cards. I don't know if we keep this. We have 2 lands. We know we're against land destruction. We do have the Coco and the indestructibility, so we do have the upside. If our lands don't get blown up, we could just Coco into the win. That is a thing that could happen. I don't know why I feel so... I really want a Mana Dork. I really would... You know what? We're gonna ship this. All right. We got a Flumph. That's the most important thing. We have a Flumph and indestructibility. I think we're just gonna... We're going to put the Coco to the bottom for now. Come on, Bowmasters. Come on, Bowmasters. All right, another Selfless Savior. That's fine. Well, we're gonna kill your Landmore. No one knows how to interact with the Flumph, though. No one expects the Flumph. I actually wonder if bans will be necessary. You know what? Let's do it this way. Selfless Savior, Selfless Savior. We're close. We're close. Where's the Bowmasters? Where's the Bowmasters for the Flumph? Found it. Land and... blow up your swamp. Sure. Stone Rains us. Delighted Halfling. Well, in that case, let's get down the Halfling, actually. I think is better. Get in, hit ya. Bowmaster. Bowmaster for the win. Bowmaster for the infinite. Delighted Halfling for our opponent. And... oh, Boromir. Okay, that's not exactly it. Well, untap land. We have so much indestructibility. Boromir, pass the turn. Come on. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Come on. Show us that Bowmaster. Opponent, Goblin, Dark Dwellers to blow up a land. They're probably going to blow up our Black Source, aren't they? Yep. Poor Shame Scoop. Shame Scoop. Shame Scoop. Boromir. The hidden mode. The hidden mode. If your opponent casts a spell, no man who is meant to cast it. Hey, what's up, King of Karen Flowers? I don't think I've ever gotten anyone but Boromir like that. Well, it's time. It's definitely time. Flumps for days. Flumps for days. Alright. Where's the Bowmaster? Cleansing Wildfire. Sure. I mean, that's just thinning our deck, so this is fine. We have a forest to get here. If our opponent attacks into the Flumps, I think we block to try to draw into Bowmaster. Oh, Boromir is so good. Yeah, we're actually just a stacks deck. Opponent, Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Going to take it up. More land destruction. Okay. How about... Fatal Push. What do we do about this? I really just want to draw a Bowmaster, but I also don't want to lose to Chandra. Yeah, Bowmaster's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I'm also teaching myself about Boromir, apparently. I was not expecting that to happen. You know what? We have a lot of indestructibility. I think we have to do this. Big attack. Opponent's gonna block there. We don't even really get through that much damage, do we? Zach get to save the Boromir. Hit Chandra for 2. Do we even want to Fatal Push a Delighted Halfling? I don't even know if it's worth it. Yeah, let's wait. Opponent. Yeah, so I'm very curious seeing the numbers. So we'll have the Pro Tour tomorrow. The awkward part about this is if they blow up our Godless Shrine, we don't actually have the black mana to cast our... Will they spin into a Bloodbraid Elf? Yup. Cascades into... Oh, Stone Rain. Haha. Boromir is absolutely wrecking this poor opponent. Boromir's going off. Yeah, we're gonna block with a Flumph. And we're gonna block with a Flumph. And then I think we can just let a Flumph die. We don't really need 2. Oh my god, that's a Coco. That's a Coco. That's a Coco. That is a Coco. That is a Coco. We gotta spin to win, right? We gotta go for it. Coco. Ah, there's a Bowmaster. That's a Bowmaster. Bowmaster, Gilded Goose, put him into play. The rest go wherever. Bowmaster targets the Flumph. And then we will sack Selfless Spirit to save the Flumph. And now the fun begins. Ping the Flumph. Everybody draws. I think we might hit our Flumph and draw some cards. Yes, Arena. You don't have to ask us every time. Ah! Flumph power. Flumph power. Bad at Magic, good at gathering for the 3rd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. And wow, Diamond Tier 1. Oh, we might actually get Mythic with Flumph. Oh man, what a comeback story. What a comeback story. It's like those, you have the Hollywood actor that like gets a DWI, crashes her car, maybe accidentally kills a few people, says a bunch of horrible things, and then they come back and they apologize. And everyone's like, oh, we love you again. That's a Flumph story. Flumph started off with the car wreck, 28 losses in a row, and now it's back trying to get to Mythic somehow. Does this just lose if you have less cards in your deck and your opponent, or am I missing it? So it doesn't just lose. Yeah, I didn't say any actor's name because there's like a bunch of them, right? So do we just lose if we have less cards in the deck than our opponent? No. So remember, we get to control what we ping with the Bowmasters. So this is a different Flumph deck. So if we realize that it's not gonna work and we're gonna mill out first, we have a couple of options. The easiest is just draw a bunch of cards and make a huge Orc army and try to win with that. Something that's not in this deck that I think would be fun would be some sort of fling effect. We'd have to go into red, but that would be another backup plan where you could like draw most of your deck, ping something else with the Bowmasters, and then just throw the Orc army at your opponent. So, but yes, that's the plan. Win with the big Orc army if we can't actually win by. Oh, you can take the warning off? I didn't realize it was a possibility. Double Bowmasters is infinite. If you have enough mana, you draw till you hit another Bowmasters, flash in the other Bowmasters, and then you win with damage rather than by milling. The funniest thing would be if there was an actual Flumph meta. Decks kept adding cards into armories for other Flumph decks. I know that's a nightmare, is we just run into an opponent who like sideboards that they're playing Yarion or just like sideboard in their entire deck, then things become much more. Ooh, artifacts, eh? Then things become much more difficult for our deck. Well, delighted to have like the funniest part about that was just Boromir. Boromir was absolutely just owning. I didn't know Boromir could go off like that, but Boromir was like countering everything about it. Oh no, it's hammer time. I mean, there is a way we just win in 2 turns, right? Like, we play... Wow, another Coca. We play Boromir here. Hopefully our opponent casts an Ornithopter. Next turn we can Coco. If we hit the right 2 pieces, we just win the game. That would be a turn 3 kill on Arena. Yeah, Endurance in Modern could be a good option too. All right, Belt of Giant Strength. Target creature gets plus blah, blah, blah. Sure. Opponent's going to put it on the Ornithopter. Sure. Well, this is going to have to be a good Coco. Opponent hits us. Down to 10. This is it. What do we draw? It's a land. That's fine. Oh, okay. I think we... Oh, I don't want to encourage people to spend their wild cards on the Jellyfish just in case. If it does not work out, don't blame me. I don't know if Jellyfish are a wise investment, seriously. The Bitcoin of the sea. Ragavan should still be banned, just can't yell into the void forever. So odd, we're just gonna go for it. Come on, deck. Bowmaster's Flumph. Alright, well, this keeps us undead, right? So we don't win, but we get a Flumph. Flumph can stop this Ornithopter. Ain't no thing for the Jellyfish. And, yeah, pass the turn. And then we can spin again with Coco next turn. This doesn't give trample, right? Equipped creature has 10/10. Chats. Hammer time. All right. Well, I mean, I think we're okay, maybe. Another Giver of Runes. About it. Yeah, the problem is the Giver can give protection from a color if they choose to. All right, well, we'll just block with the Goose. Staying alive. With double Giver, this becomes harder. Come on, Bowmasters. Selfless Savior. Well, Collected Company? Come on. Oh! Wait, we're dead now, right? The only question is, does our opponent know we're dead? Wow, those were some low rolls. Wow, that's unfortunate. I mean, can't they just do double oh no, they can't give pro green, can they? Because a belt will fall off. Oh, that's gonna save us for one more turn. Yeah, they can't actually give pro green. But that still means we get a single draw. We get a single draw, and it's got to be a Bowmaster or a way to find the Bowmaster. Maybe they give pro green without realizing it. Lurrus, sure, with nothing in the graveyard. Give it pro green. Give it pro green. Give it, you want to give it pro green. Oh, protection. From what? What color would you choose, opponent? White. Okay, so the Goose can keep us alive one more turn. Actually, we might be able to survive 2 turns because of these food tokens. All right, so do some goose jumping. Come on, Bowmaster. Bowmaster. Land. Yeah, it might have been better to sack the Selfless Spirit there. You're right. I think that would have been that probably would have. I will accept a punt for that. I think that would have been better to cash in one of the protection spells. Well, we will pass. So we still survive one more turn. We still survive one more turn. Yes, yes. Give me the puns. We can sack the food. We can eat some food. Pro white. We actually want our opponent to attack into the Flumph, so we draw cards, but these givers and the protections. Opponent goes to combat. Well, eat some food. And also eat some food. Yeah, that was a punt. That was a punt. I will not complain with the punt characterization. The good news is we still get one draw step. It could be a goose to keep us alive. It could be a Bowmasters to win us the game. It could be Coco number 3. We've put a lot of non-Bowmaster cards to the bottom with these Cocos. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Let us show our opponent the power of the Jellyfish. Come on. Come on. All right. Well, now we're dead. Oh, yeah. I think we could have bought one more turn. We could have bought one more turn without the punt. So the punt actually did end up hurting a bit. I don't think we need Giver of Runes against this deck. Also worth keeping in mind. So sideboarding rules are kind of weird in Magic. You can sideboard in as many extra cards as you want. So if we wanted to, we could put our entire sideboard in our deck and run it. Perfectly legal. However, you can't sideboard down cards. So since we're playing 63 cards, we need to at least have 63 cards in our deck after sideboarding. Is this deck a Lurrus deck? I do have a Lurrus build of Flumph that we haven't played yet. This is not a Lurrus build. The biggest thing you lose going to Lurrus is Boromir, which is one of the best ways to give Indestructible. Skyclave is replaceable, although it's good. Hey, what's up, Dragon? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Should have shocked in the land just to, yeah, just to send the message. Hammer Time is a scary deck in this format. Like, because of that, whatever that 1-drop cat is, oh my god, it can be so fast. So I guess we just do a little trimming. Trim, something like that. Oh, boy. Why could we have not found the Bowmasters? Is there a build with Assembly Team? Yes. I spent most of my last 2 days building Flumph deck, so I got you. I got you covered. name a build, and the only one I didn't build, which I wish I should have built, is the Fling build. I didn't build a Fling build, but I should. But yeah, we'll get through. I think the plan for today is playing multiple Flumph builds. We're starting with the Coco one, which I think might be the best of them, if that makes sense. Well, all right, over on Tomb go. No combo pieces, but we got a Coco. I'm not sure how long it'll be until we can get the kids in the house, but we are planning to go out Sunday. Was that supposed to be a text message, Jorby? Giver does give pro colorless. Protection from a color or colorless. Yeah, we went down one chord. About it. Breeding Pool and Ingenious Smith. Do we Fatal Push the Smith? Probably. So if we run out Boromir, wow, it whiffs. Well, I mean, if it's going to whiff, I don't even think oh, there's a Bowmasters. Oh, we're actually getting kind of close. Yeah, let's run out the Boromir. So now all we need is the Flumph. That's all we need. We can Coco for it. We can draw into it. We have everything we need. Opponent Sigarda's Aid. Really? Are we getting hammered? Who else is hammer? Thankfully, they're doing this at sorcery speed. I mean, we do have the Fatal Push, so we're not gonna block here. If they have 2 hammers, then we're gonna accept our death. No, opponent. No. Oh, okay. That long pause. That was a long, scary pause. If you want to see Flumph in Modern, you should go to the YouTube. Yesterday's Against the Odds was Modern Flumph. Razor Verge Thicket A. Does this change our plans? Probably. So I think we need to Skyclave. Actually, all right, do it. All right, let's Skyclave. To get rid of... Does this deck have a way to free equip on the battlefield? Is it better just to hit the hammer? It might be better just to hit the hammer and leave the smith. Yeah, we have Horizon lands now. They have come to Arena finally. Yeah, the thing is they're more likely to have protection for the smith. I'm going to take the hammer, I think. The hammer they're less likely to actually have protection for. The smith they could easily have protection for. And then we can leave up the fatal push anyway. So I feel like we're kind of in okay shape. Like, we can block. If our opponent does some shenanigans, we can fatal push. So we should be good this turn. And then next turn we can go back to trying to find the Flumph. Gee. Wait. Weren't we just literally dead? Like, couldn't they have just done that after we said no blocks? They actually had this, they had the second hammer and chose not to cast it? Okay. I don't know why we're alive, but we are. We shouldn't be, but we are. They even flashed it in so they know about Flash. I thought maybe they just didn't know about Flash, but they did flash it in. Well, Razor Verge Thicket. And you know what? We're just going to cast this right now while the blue man is tapped. Collected Company. Come on, Flumph and Bowmaster. Flumph and Bowmaster. Oh, not Reprieve. Belt. Oh my goodness, they have all the hammers in the West. All right, sure, Belt of Giant Strength. Well, that's a Flumph. And that's a Selfless Savior. Okay. Pass the turd. Unless our opponent can somehow make us die this turd, the combo's ready. The combo's ready. Opponent. Are we going to get him? Are we going to Flumph him? I think we're going to Flumph him. This deck makes me so happy. Oh. Target. Oh, so this works for ones that are on the battlefield. This card's ridiculous. Choose an equipment card in your hand. Perpetually gains 1 to equip. Target equipment you control perpetually gains 1 to equip. That card is so busted. Hey, Seth, can you wish me good luck? I patented an invention. I'm trying to get a license. Watching you play helps the waiting not be stressful. Holy love, that's super awesome. I don't want you to... Don't give up any, like, obviously information that you shouldn't, but... What is the general area of your invention? I'm super curious now. That's super cool. If I wasn't a Magic player, maybe I'd be an inventor. Inventor seems like a cool thing to be. We will just block with Skyclave. Stay alive. Opponent gets a token. Sure. And is it combo time? Portable Hole. No. Oh my goodness, is our opponent making every... Well, people don't know to be afraid of Flumph, I guess. But every choice our opponent has made has been the one that leads to them not winning this game. Like, literally, every choice has been wrong. Well, okay, we have a new plan. We are going to flash in a Bowmaster at sorcery speed. Target our Flumph. And now we're going to sack our Boromir. Make everything indestructible. And now the fun begins. Flumph can be the ring bearer as well. Ping it. Ping it. Yes. Yes. We're sure, Arena. We're sure. Oh, there's a second Bowmaster. That's actually going to speed things up quite a bit. All right, flash in another Bowmaster. You too can target the Flumph. Can we do this without timing out's the question now. Choose, oh no, choose an army we control. That's awkward. All right, so Bowmaster hit the Flumph and hit our opponent. Bowmaster, Flumph draws. Bowmaster, Flumph, yes. I'm gonna have to look in the settings and see if we can turn this off. An opponent. Bowmaster, yes. Jellyfish power. This deck is so beautiful. Draw a card. I'm gonna look in the settings and see if we can turn off this warning. Turning off this warning would be an opponent scoops it up. Does anyone know, is there a way we can turn off the warning? All right, after this game, remind me and we'll see if we can turn off the warning, because that would speed things up quite a bit. I will say our opponent should have killed us there multiple times. Our opponent made some very, very bad choices. I don't think you can open the settings from here, can you? That's one thing I don't like about Arena. As far as I know, there's no way to get to the settings from the screen. Wait, how do you escape? Oh. Gameplay. Tap, auto tap, auto triggers, choose replacement effects, auto assign combat damage, show phases, enable gameplay warning. Hey, I didn't know you could turn that off. Oh wait, there's actually hotkeys too. What does cycle chat do? Full control past the turn. Pass priority, float all. I know the QQ. QQ is my favorite. That's my favorite hotkey. All right, run it back. Hello everyone. What's with the early stream today? Hey, what's up, Lesfield Needs? I just worked out that the whole Goldfish crew is outside of me and Richard are over at the Magic Con. Well, this Terra Thunder might be able to keep us alive, actually. The whole Goldfish crew, normally on Thursdays, I'm recording Commander Clash in the afternoon, so I got to stream it in the evening. Today, though, the whole crew is over in Barcelona for the Magic Con. So it worked out that I could stream in the afternoon. What am I going to... Yeah, we'll keep this. We are 1-0 so far. I should get the record going. The Flumph record. 1-0 is already like a record for Flumph. So, well, imagine if we had Boromir out. Oh no. Well, that's a fast start. That's a really fast start. Sure. Are we dead? Oh, they don't have the mana to equip, though. Okay, so we're not dead. Thank goodness. Oh, how greedy is it? Yeah, we got to talk about the modern meta in a minute. Why didn't you go to Barcelona? It's lovely there. I'm not a traveler. I don't really enjoy traveling, especially super long distances. I think I'm going to be in Vegas, though. I think we pass. There's an argument, I think, for just casting the Terra Thunder while our opponent's tapped out. There is some world where, like, top deck a land, and spell pierce the Terra Thunder. We would like to make them spend their mana, though, which we did. So now we will get rid of the Colossal Hammer. And we are potentially not that far away from comboing off. We have the indestructibility. We got the Coco. Can we find... Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's Selfless Spirit, Peatland, pass the turn. We need a Flumph. We need a Bowmaster. Flumph and Bowmaster for the win. How's the climate in Spain versus Northern New York? It's a good question. I've never been to Spain. Is Spain nice? I'm sure it's nice, but I'm the same. Richard offered to fly me back to Vegas, but I think I'll keep the 10-hour flight in every other year thing. Yeah, I do not blame you. I am also not a fan of traveling long distances. Opponent portable. I will do Vegas. Vegas isn't that bad for me. I mean, I don't like traveling, period. I'm always going to complain about traveling. I think a lot of it's just like traveling is rough now, period. And traveling from upstate New York, oh, that's the Flumph. And traveling from upstate New York is like doubly rough because you don't get direct flights anywhere. But Vegas is, you can actually get a direct flight for Vegas. Only like 3 hours or something. Ingenious Smith. All right, we're close. We're close to the combo. This Coco could do it by itself. Opponent finds even more ornithopters. Plays even more ornithopters. Would you like to attack into our Flumph, opponent? We will block. Wow, they do. Yes, we would like to draw a card because it could be a Bowmasters and you could be dead. Okay, just a land. Fragment Reality. Well. How do we do this? Unlikely we spin into everything off the Coco. Although also kind of unlikely that we die if we whiff, right? We could just play Boromir. That's the safe but boring line. I mean, we do need indestructibility. Let's do that. Let's play Boromir, play Temple Garden. I think this is fine. Get down the indestructibility, leave up double removal in case our opponent finds a hammer, and then go for it next turn. About it. Hey Seth, usually watch on YouTube, but want to check out your stream for the first time. Is there some way I can send you a deck to check out? It's a sweet Cat Ghost Rider CM combo deck for Historic with a Sacrifice sub-theme. Send me a link in the chat. Welcome to the stream, by the way, the Len music. But yeah, I love looking at decks. That's one of the things we do on stream. That's one of the biggest upsides of the stream, I would say. No. There's not even any other. Oh, I guess we can. Fragment Reality. Okay, this is fine. Fragment Reality can get back our Flumph. All right, opponent. Doing Smith things. Gets rid of our Flumph momentarily. And attacks. I do think this spins our opponent into an Ornithopter, but we need our Flumph. All right, Flumph returns. Block the Smith. Everybody draws. We're a Bowmasters away. Another Boromir. All right, we untap. Raise a Verge Thicket. Well, collect a company. Ooh. All right, well. Get rid of the Ingenious Smith. Get rid of the Portable Hole. All right, no combo, but no death. That's good, I guess. Can we attack with Boromir? I guess we can. It is vigilant. We'd have to double block, and then I think that's fine. Get in there, Boromir. Get in there. Yeah, Fragment Reality is a card I play a lot more because of the One Ring. It's one of the clean answers to the One Ring. Opponent, Sigarda's Aid. I mean, thankfully we still have a Fatal Push, so we're not just dead. I mean, I guess we could die to 2 hammers, but... Opponent. Your problem with traveling is it traveling by itself or by plane? I probably by plane more than anything, honestly. All right, so we can... How do we do this? You block there. You block there. You block there. You block there. Actually, you should do it this way, right? You block there. All right. How many hammers do you got, opponent? How many hammers do you got? As long as it's just... Oh, Belt of Giant Strength. Okay, that's fine. So opponent's going to try to put out an unblock Ornithopter. We will kill the Ornithopter and hopefully top deck of Bowmasters for the combo. Oh, hopefully you're about to see the Flumph combo. We need an Orcish Bowmasters. That's the final. Really? Wait. Our opponent has made some of the strangest choices I have ever seen anyone make in a game of Magic. Really? Really? All right, so we will sack Boromir. Get a little tempted. All of our opponent's choices have been so strange. Yeah, opponent really want to get... Oh, Cord. Wait, Cord. That does it, right? I think that does it. Cord of Calling. That's a way we can guarantee a Bowmasters. Okay, so... 1... Oh, no. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2... All right, so... Yeah, we're going to go for it. Cord of Calling. X2. Tap you. Auto pay. We would like to find a Orcish Bowmaster. And do a little Flumphing. Okay, Bowmaster. Yes. That's going to target the Flumph. And now... Wait, hang on. Okay, we just need to sack... Chill for a minute, Arena. Okay, let us sack this. Okay, Salva Spirit sacked. Now the fun happens. So now the combo's happening. All we got to do... All right, Colossal Hammer, sure. We just keep pinging the Flumph. No, we got a Flumph trigger. We're good. Now we're good, see? So we ping it, and you draw. Oh, this is way better with that warning turned off. That warning was, like, most of our problem. Hit our Flumph, draw a card. Hit our Flumph, draw a card. Hit our Flumph, draw a card. Well, let's do a little deck size comparison here. 37, 38. One card more. Did we have fun this match? We won with Flumph, Magic Arena, of course. I mean, so speaking of, man, we're going to hit Mythic with Flumph, aren't we? I feel like we're actually going to hit Mythic with Flumph. So, Chad, I got a question for you. You know, tomorrow's a Modern Pro Tour. First Modern Pro Tour in forever. We got some metagame information today. Wizards, yeah, I know. No one flumped. I'm ashamed of the pro community, honestly. I'm ashamed. So we got the data about what cards and decks are being played at this tournament. The cards are the big one. The One Ring, the most played card. So I mathed it out. There are 269. I wonder if that's intentional. Do you think Wizards does that intentionally just for the memes? Like, could it have been 270, but they intentionally designed their qualifier system to end up with 269? Regardless, 269 players. If you math it out, there's like just over 1,000 possible copies of a card. If every single player at the event played 4 copies of a card, it's like 1,078 or something like that. So the One Ring, at least 42% of people are playing the One Ring. Maybe a little more than that because not everyone's going to play a play set. 38% are playing Bowmasters, and then you get down to Fury in the low 30s. Like, these look about like Moderns looked for a while. If you look at the Goldfish page, like we have data on this from like Moto and whatnot. If you look at the most played cards, like Fury 30-something%, Endurance a little bit less, but roughly the metagame looks kind of the same, except the One Ring is way up here and Bowmasters is way up here. My question for you is, chat, does this make you excited? I was so close. Does this make you excited? Does this make you scared? So one of the upsides of Orcish Bowmasters being the new hotness is Ragavan is really trending down because it gets sniped really hard by Bowmasters. So Bowmasters has kind of taken and gotten the stupid monkey in line a little bit at least. So that's the upside, is it has gotten rid of like the last broken thing that everyone hated. And maybe that's intentional. I'm very, very curious how this shakes out. So obviously the tournament hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. It's happening tomorrow through Sunday. We will know a lot more, I think, by the end of the weekend. Are these cards busted? Are these cards like, what's their conversion rate? How many are in the top 8, 16, 34, 32, 64? Like, how well do these decks and cards perform? That's the question. We know there's a BNR announcement the next week after this event. Apparently the last one for a year. It's going to be, I'm very curious to see how Wizards handles these cards. One thing that could happen is, it's going to be like no big deal. And the cards, a lot of people play them, but the decks are not any better than any other deck, and it's fine. That is the best case scenario, I think. There's also a scenario where the cards are really heavily played and the best decks and really dominate the tournament. Then we have a very interesting conversation for the next week about, like, should you be banning them? Is there a more creative solution, like restricting them, or like something like the companion errata? Would Wizards ever even think about doing anything when we know they're trying to sell a Lord of the Rings holiday release in a few months? It's going to be very, very exciting and interesting to see how this shakes out. As far as the decks, they did break down the decks. It looks like a fun tournament. Rakdos Wizards, I don't know why they're calling it Rakdos Evoke. Wizards has this thing. I don't know why everyone calls it Rakdos Scam. Everyone knows it by Rakdos Scam. Apparently, Wizards doesn't like the name Scam, though, and they're going with Rakdos Evoke, which I guess is fine, although that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the deck that literally everyone else calls Rakdos Scam. Rakdos Scam most played deck. Omnath with One Ring. Number 2, Rhinos. Puke. Tired of that deck. Number 3, Tron on the comeback trail. I don't know why Tron, I guess it's because of the One Ring, although I don't think Tron's actually that good even with the One Ring. I think people are deceiving themselves into the power of Tron. I'm going to be very sad if Tron wins this tournament. That's the worst case. I can deal with the One Ring dominating. I can deal with Bowmasters dominating. Please, Magic God, don't let Tron win this event. Down at the bottom, there's a few interesting someone went with Oops All spells, which is sweet. There's a bunch of random control decks. Someone's playing Snapcaster Flame of Andor control. So there's some spice at the bottom. 5-color Reanimator. Merfolk, the professor, apparently qualified for this Pro Tour. So it should be a really fun event. So I don't know if I will be streaming it. I don't know if I'll be streaming or not. I'll see. I might try to fire up the stream for a bit and watch a couple rounds. I definitely won't be doing the entire day because it starts at like 5 a.m. and I don't think there's any chance. No Slivers, no Flumph is very disappointing. It starts at like 5 a.m. so there's no way I'm gonna like try to stream the entire thing. But maybe turn it on a bit for the constructed rounds. We'll see. Is anyone going to MagicCon Barcelona? It's protected, so it's all good. It's something that stops children from moving their car seat harness out of place, helps the car seat keep them safe during an accident. Oh, that's actually a super cool invention, Holy Loth. That sounds... our old friend, the Life Gain deck. That actually sounds like it would be a very... You know what? I think we just played a Lighted Halfling. Yeah. Your Soul Warden can live for a turn opponent. Get down to Lighted Halfling. That actually sounds like a super good invention. Anyone have a link for the PT info? I will put it in the chat. Yeah, they published it over on magic.gg. Lunarch Veteran. Unfortunately for our opponent, can't quite get through our Delighted Halfling. Well, let's just play a Godless Shrine untapped. Yeah, we will continue to kill ourselves here, apparently. But yeah, it starts at 5 a.m. Voice of the Blizzard. Yeah, I think that must die. That must die. So we need the Flumph. We need the Flumph and Indestructibility. This is a big Coco. This is a big Coco for our hopes and dreams. Play the land. Pass the turn. Come on, Coco. Come on, Coco. Mr. Healy Girl, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Flumph. Oh my god, that's all of it, right? Flumph, indestructibility. That looks like the wind. Oh, they do have mana up. Does that matter? Is there a way? Can they draw into some sort of exile-based removal? All right, so we play the land. I mean, we gotta go for it. They're mono white life gain. Like, what's the worst that can actually? Hang on. Deck size check. 50. Oh, 52 to 50. Wait, how do we have? How do they have more cards? They're attacking for us. They're playing like 6. They knew that I'd be playing 63 cards, so they're playing 65 cards. You know what I think? This might be wrong. I think we're just going to wait one more turn. We're just going to wait one more turn. And pass. So we're going to have to win with a Bowmaster. The problem is, will we hit the Bowmaster in time? How do we end up with less cards in our opponent? That's not supposed to happen. Opponent passes, we draw a land. So, all right, well, now we're going for it. So, because we should be able to play 3 Bowmasters eventually. So we will flip some mana. Selfless Savior or Flumph. Haha, Bowmasters are Flumph. Ping it. And, ping it. And ping it. Come on, Bowmasters. Ping it. Another Flumph. Okay, wait, where's our Bowmasters? We need another Bowmasters. Another Flumph. Okay. Our Orc Army's getting big. It's getting big. Boromir. Okay, there's a Bowmaster. So, target Flumph, but flash in another Bowmaster. Ping our Flumph. Now we get to win, right? Because one Bowmaster hits Flumph, the other hits our opponent. Flumph, opponent. Oh, it's so good. It's so beautiful. Flumph, opponent. Is this deck actually good? Like, so far we have not lost with Flumph combo. And opponent, scoop, sit, up. This deck might actually be good. It might actually be good. I can't believe we're winning with Flumph either. I can't believe we're winning with Flumph either. I wonder where this deck had come from. I'm currently in a game where my opponent has been slowly milling me for the past 10 minutes. Oh, it shouldn't take that long. Yeah, it might actually be better than, like, Malira combo. It is kind of 3 pieces, right? So you do need Flumph and Bowmasters. You do have a lot of redundancy with the indestructibility, which helps. This can't go meta. I don't know. We're in the Flumph meta. We're in the Flumph meta now. Yeah, it's the old reverse arena. Last time we couldn't win with Flumph. Now apparently we can't lose with Flumph. What a world. What a world. We'll bring in a little bit more removal. We'll go down. Probably the Giver of Runes. I don't think our opponent can be playing that much removal. We have 23 lands. How do we end up behind on cards? That's the part I'm confused by. Maybe 63 is not enough. Yes. A deck, well, so sort of. So if our opponent, that was one of the games where we actually had a smaller deck size than our opponent. Opponent's playing 62, okay. They had to be playing more than 60, right? So it is more convoluted if our opponent, yeah, some of the other builds are actually Yorion builds, so we don't even have to worry about it. We're just playing the full 80 or 85 cards. But that last game was a game where we couldn't win with the mill plan because our opponent actually had a bigger deck than us. So we were able to win with double Bowmasters, though. That's the plan. Like, as long as we have some extra mana to flash in another Bowmasters, then it's fine. The mill win, if our opponent has a Bowmasters, we have to kill it. So there's, like, so we have some sneaky ways around it. Like, Leyline of Sanctity keeps our opponent from shooting our face. And then we make all of our creatures indestructible, so then their Bowmasters just doesn't do anything. So we have some sideboard answers for it, but the real answer is we would rather not play against a Bowmasters given the choice. That's one thing about combos that involve Bowmasters. If your combo involves Bowmasters, it probably combos with your opponent's Bowmasters too. Irish Rager for the 34th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Should Bowmasters have Flash? I feel like it pushes it a little into absurdity. How good do you think it would be without Flash? That's a very good question. Like, I guess the question is Bowmasters too good? Is it the right power level? I'm not 100% sure. Hey, what's up, Winzo? How are you? Without Flash, it gets a lot worse. I don't know about awful. I mean, we've seen, like, cards that just put two 1/1s into play at Sorcery Speed C play before. Usually in, like, Go Wide decks or Token decks. I don't think it's a format staple. But I think it would still probably have some fringe applications. Is our opponent just done? Flumph. We flumphed away their will to play Magic. Wow, we're getting the freebie. I was mostly kidding about hitting Mythic with this deck, but now I don't know if I'm kidding anymore. We might actually be going Mythic with Flumph. Hey, what's up, Doug? How are you? How would you nerf it? If let's say you had the power and you want to nerf it on Arena, I think it's an interesting Bowmasters and also the One Ring. How do you actually nerf them? I honestly kind of like the you can only play one in your deck restriction on the One Ring. I think flavor-wise, that would be a win. Maybe it's a bad thing because of variance. Maybe it's too frustrating. But I think that flavor-wise, if there was ever a card to put that text on, the One Ring is that card. The other thing I gotta wonder about, how do you feel about just the flavor of this deck? I was thinking about that today. Technically, it kind of reads like a really bad joke, like a Lord of the Rings card and a Dungeon and Dragon card walks into a Magic the Gathering bar. Like, it's kind of the setup for one of those horrible jokes. Does that add to it, take away from it? Not even, are they just Magic cards in your mind? I'm wondering because there were some people that were so upset about Universes Beyond stuff. And this deck is definitely like, it's two different IPs, neither of which are native to Magic, comboing off in a game of Magic. A jellyfish and an orc walk into a bar, exactly. Remember, Giver is also another pseudo-indestructible with protection from black and the ping, etc. Yeah, it's a little bit... so Giver's a little weird just because if we give pro-black, then we can't ping our Flumph with our Bowmasters. I wonder, what does Skrelv say? Let me read Skrelv. Is Skrelv better than Giver? Maybe it is. Choose a color. Another target creature you control gains toxic 1 and hexproof from that color. Yeah, I actually wonder, maybe Skrelv is just better than Giver in this deck. Because we could Skrelv our Flumph and still ping it with our Bowmasters, but our opponent couldn't target it. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature card in your hand. It perpetually gains haste. Sure, Opponent. Let's just play a Selfless Spirit. I don't really know what our opponent's doing. Why are you hasting things up in a life gain deck? Okay, so I'm confused. What does this deck do? Bowmasters plus Flumph plus indestructibility effect draws out the deck. How does that win, though? Ha! Andy, awesome. You're missing one very important thing. Our deck is playing 63 cards in our main deck. Our opponents are only playing 60 cards in their main deck. Basically, it's as simple as that. We add some extra cards to our deck, so when we combo, our opponent draws their deck first and mills out. I don't think there's ever... I think this is the first... I've played so many Magic decks. I've played so many janky combos. I'm pretty sure this is the first time that a combo has required me to play more cards in my deck for it to work. Can you think of another one? Is there another combo that does that? What does the deck do against the Ariane decks? Against the Ariane decks, we actually have to win with damage, which is fine. It's not as explosive, but we can still win with damage. Double Bowmasters just wins with damage instead of milling. Oh, I guess Battle of Wits. Yeah, Battle of Wits counts. Yarion, I guess, by definition. I was thinking more of like a combo, though, than just like, yes, Yarion is true. Battle of Wits, I guess you could consider that a combo. But this is like a 60-card deck that just has to add a few extra cards for the combo to work. Oh, Lost in the... Yes, the infamous Lost in the Woods limited deck. Do your opponents ever board in like 5 cards? I've seen it. No one has done it successfully yet. There's been a couple people who have sideboarded in, but they've never sideboarded in enough. They take like the half measure and they're like, oh, I'll add like 2 more cards, and they're still like 1 short. They could. The problem is like, it throws off your land ratio, so you're much more likely to get mana screwed. But in theory, if an opponent just went to their sideboard and put their entire sideboard in their deck, our combo wouldn't work. We'd have to win in a much harder way. We'd have to win in a much harder way, but yeah. Let's Coco. Let's see if we can combo here. Collected Company. Oh, that's game, right? Bowmaster Skyclave. Trigger. Skyclave you. Ping you. Sack you. And, alright. Here we go. Wait. Deck size check? Okay, we're good. We're good this time. How about we ping our Flumph? Everybody draws a card. Let's ping our Flumph. Everybody draws a card. We're up 2 cards this time. We're up 2 cards. Our opponent's at 47, we're at 49. So we sideboarded up 2 more cards. So we went to 65. So I think our opponent sideboarded up a couple cards, but not enough. Because we decided to actually bring in even more cards and go up to 65. This is peak Magic. This is Magic at its peak. It really is. I still can't believe Flumph is kind of good now. Oh, I still can't believe it. This game. So the other way you can win with this deck is just make a big Orc army. Like if we time out here, we're going to have an Orc army that's big enough that we should be able to just attack our opponent for lethal once we untap. So even if we decide to stop comboing, I think we would still win. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about Magic Online is you actually can just automate the combo. We did crash it that one game, although I think it's because our opponent, exclamation point deck we'll pull up the deck list. After we finish comboing, I'll pull it up. I just don't want to misclick. The one way we lose now is if we misclick. Just finished the Modern vid. I can't believe no one is playing this as the Pro Tour. It's too good. I know! If I ever qualify for a Pro Tour, I hope I play something spicy. I don't know how I'd ever qualify for a Pro Tour because I never try, but if I ever did, I need you to hold me to it, chat. I need you to hold me to it. No selling out. No selling out. If somehow I ever qualify for a Pro Tour, you got to make me play Flumph or the equivalent, whatever the equivalent is. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, that's one of the things. An opponent scoops it up. One of the things that blows my mind about Arena is how I don't know if Arena likes this deck. We're getting this message every match. Arena knows something wonky is happening. I wonder, has anyone ever figured out if you get the smiley face, frowny face, does your opponent also get it? That would make the most sense, right? You'd be able to judge better if you had both people choose rank it on the same match. I wonder if it's got to be that our opponent's also getting it. It's supposed to be 5% random. Really? I mean, I guess maybe we just hit the 5%er twice in a row. I don't know. I guess maybe it's just the biases in our brains, but to me, I didn't know that 5% random stat. I assumed that it was after specific matches that did weird things. I feel like when I get hit by land destruction, or I like have a non-game where I don't do anything, those are the games where I feel like I'm most likely to get the pop-up asking me about it. Yeah, we're up to 3-0, and we're actually one game away from going mythic with Flumph. If they ever bring back the Hall of Fame with the contributor side of it, and you somehow make it into it eventually, and it qualifies you for the Pro Tour, seems like the likeliest path, even if improbable. Yeah, I would encourage Wizards, if they ever brought back the Hall of Fame and they did a contributors thing, don't give those people invites. I say that as someone whose only chance of ever getting in the Hall of Fame would be as a contributor. I don't think I don't know. Maybe they decide, I don't know. After the whole MPL thing and like Mythic Invitationals, maybe Wizards would think that it's just worth it to, like, from a PR standpoint, you get these like kind of known people to play at a Pro Tour and talk about it. So maybe they think it's worth it as advertising, but I would say for the integrity of the Pro Tour, whatever that means, I wouldn't actually want to have just random content people getting invites for making their content. Like, what have I done to deserve an invite to the Pro Tour? Nothing. I haven't done any of the grinding or any of that stuff. I don't think we keep this. All protection, missing a color of mana. All right, this we will keep. Coco's for days, literally for days. Can your opponents automate their side of the combo in Magic Online? It seems like it would break it. Yes, either side can do it. That's one of the things that confuses me the most about Bowmaster. That's one of the things that confuses me the most about Arena is like, why we haven't got to Mythic yet. We need to win one more. One more match, and we will be at Mythic. Well, play the land. Skyclave Apparition. Our opponent's probably playing Bowmasters, and if you're playing against a Bowmaster deck, you really want to be the second Bowmaster. You never want to be the first Bowmaster. All right, opponent has a Bowmaster, although I probably should have played Concealed Courtyard there. Ping it. Yeah, we haven't run an Narset yet. Oh, God. All right. Well, that's a little awkward. Well, more Skycleaves, please. Orcish Bowmasters. The problem is we can't combo until we get rid of the Sheoldred, right? We might just lose to Sheoldred. Sheoldred is a problem card. Sheoldred and Bowmasters. Opponent has all the stuff we don't want to face. Let's go Bowmaster Selfless Savior. Ping the Bowmasters. So basically we have to draw another Skyclave, but we have to draw it soon. I think actually we should not have run out the Skyclave probably. Although I wasn't actually expecting Sheoldred. Now that we know, I would not have run it out. Fatal Push the Selfless Savior. Boom, save that Bowmasters. Oh god. All right, we're definitely losing the Bowmaster War by a significant margin. Opponent goes attacking. Well, block. Not looking good, chat. Our dream of Mythic with Flumph might have to wait. Not looking good. Ooh, Fatal Push. That could be a thing that matters, right? That could be a thing. All right. Go, Coco. Pass the turn. What's the highest I've gotten in Mythic? 100 something maybe. I don't know. Usually once I get to Mythic, I stop actually trying to rank up. Sometimes, oh boy, those are bad. Sometimes I care about getting to Mythic, but I don't usually care about ranking up at Mythic. Well, block there, block there. I mean, this does let us get rid of the Shieldred, right? So we drop to 8 for now. Kill the Shieldred. Drop to 7. What? Well, we've cast a lot of Cocos and they've all been horrible. Oh, I bet our opponent's actually trying to combo with Flumph. If they're playing Lauren's Escape, they're in their main deck, they're trying to combo with Flumph. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. Is there any way of us winning from here? I don't think there really is. Boy, we've cast a lot of Cocos trying to find a Skyclave and we just could not do it. All right, do some blocking. Oh, do you have even more removal? What? Is this a magic card? Is this actually a magic card? What just happened? Professor's Warning? I didn't even know that was a magic card. All right, so opponent. Apparently our opponent is also trying to combo with Flumph. Although they're playing Shieldred, so it doesn't actually count. Is your deck still cool once you add a Shieldred to it? That's where I'm not exactly sure. Opponent has the better Flumph deck. Oh, but Shieldred. Who would have thought that we'd be one match away from Mythic and playing a Flumph mirror? This is 2023 Magic, chat. Hey Seth, any idea if WotC care if I use the idea in specific names of planeswalkers and legendary creatures in an MTG Commander anime I'm writing? So what are you doing with it, Holy Loft? Like, is it like sold to a publisher and it's gonna be like a book that's published somewhere? I know who would have thought the Flumph mirror. So I think it really depends on what you're doing with it. Like, if you're just writing it, I think it's perfectly fine under the fan content policy. You can use the names, you can use the cards, whatever. If you're trying to monetize it outside of, I guess advertising doesn't count, like ads in your YouTube video or ads on a website. But if you're trying to sell a actual book or something, that's where it would potentially become a problem. Nobody in particular. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. What are we cutting though? Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is going to be interesting. So the problem both of us are going to have is our decks kind of combo with each other. That's going to be the... I kind of want to just sideboard in more cards, but 23 lands, 68 cards. That's got to be bad, right? That's got to be really bad. Let's go 67. The 67 card special. I think actually, you know what we need to do? We need to build our deck in a way so when we run into the mirror, we can sideboard up to 69 cards. Then we're guaranteed to win because we've embraced more memes than our opponent. Sure, you're flumphing, but are you flumphing with a 69 card deck? Birds, 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 birds. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. About it. Esper Sentinel. Yeah, maybe we should have brought in the... Actually, probably should have brought in the ley lines. Well, run out the Flumph. Flumph on Flumph action here. Boom. Delighted halfling to the face down to 19. Jonathan Snow! Flumph, destroyer of marriages and homes. I was hoping I would see you today, Jonathan. Oh my god, opponent also flumps. Welcome to the Fish. Oh, we had another flump. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you were here for the infamous flump stream, Jonathan. You were the one. I was telling the story earlier that the first time we played Flumph, I think it led to someone in chat getting divorced. So I was hoping you would you would make an appearance for today's stream. I think we actually play this in case they kill the delighted halfling. All right, pass the turn. The Flumph standoff. Opponent untaps. Flumph, yeah, we're talking about the wrong cards. We're having these conversations. Oh, do they need to ban the One Ring? Do they need to ban Ragavan? Is Sheoldred too good? No, it was actually Flumph all along. It was actually Flumph all along, and just no one realized it. That was the real problem. So the original. So when Flumph first came out, we said, "Oh, we're gonna play Flumph for a stream," and I didn't think it through, and I said, "You know what? I promise I will keep streaming until we win a game with Flumph. That is my promise to all of you, chat." So I promised the chat that I would stream until I won with Flumph. Little did I know that we lost 27 matches in a row. 27 matches. It went on for hours and hours. It was the worst. And yeah, poor Jonathan. Apparently his wife needed him for something, but the stream, how do you leave 20 losses into the infamous Flumph stream? So I think that's what ended up leading to the divorce. Flumph actually responsible for destroying a marriage, and now they're gonna protect it, right? I mean, this is an annoying. Oh, okay, Sheoldred down. So opponent got to draw a card, but at least we got rid of the Sheoldred. Sheoldred cannot stick around. Coco's good. I feel like if our deck has anything going compared to our opponent's deck, that is probably Collected Company. Opponent. Yeah, we saw Lauren's whatever, though, which gives hexproof, so I thought maybe they'd be able to do it even through. Well, alright. Collected Company. Pay the one. Come on, Coco. Come on, Coco. Opponent. Orcish Bowmasters. Going after our selfless savior. We'll make Flumph indestructible. Oh, opponent is all about the removal, that's for sure. Well, Boromir and Skyclave. Get rid of the Bowmasters. What a weird match. So strange. I mean, I guess we gotta go beat downs. Like, if our opponent wants to give us cards with Flumph, we're okay with that. Opponent's gonna block. Soak up some damage. Everybody draws. Well, more Flumps. Can never have enough Flumps. Play the land past the turn. About it, adapts. I don't feel like we're necessarily winning this at the moment. We're winning the... Oh, no. Do we have to sack Boromir? We probably do. We need our Flumph. We do need our Flumph. Yeah, we're gonna sack it. Ah! Oh, that's so much removal. Oh, okay, so opponent's like a black-white control deck. Opponent's essentially a black-white control deck that can draw into the Flumph combo. But they don't really seem like that much of a combo deck, honestly. They're kind of just a control deck that, I guess, like Splinter Twin. They've definitely drawn way more removal spells than we have. Well, go attacking. Opponent blocks. Everybody draws. Come The downside of all of our creatures is Bowmasters is pretty good against him. All right, untap land past the turn. Yeah, it really is black-white control with the combo backdoor. That is a good way to think of it. Opponent, Shieldred. Passing. Well, all right. Terrace under the Shieldred. Pay the 1. Oh no, they drew it. Wow. Wow. All right. The only way Flumph loses is to more Flumphs. That's the only way you ever lose with Flumph. No Flumph Mythic yet. Shieldred's such a brutal card. To kill a Flumph, you have to send a Flumph. I know, Flumph. Oh, the Flumph Wars. The great Flumph Wars. I mean, we just die right there, though, right? We had already cast the Terrace Under. We had cast so it went to our upkeep. We cast Terrace Under on the Shieldred, and in response, our opponent went... I don't think we Flumph yet. I think we Boromir first. So in response, I think we should have... I think you're right, though, that we should have drawn some cards, because maybe we could have drawn into... something mid-combo that would have been relevant. So I think it would have been... Technically, I think we shouldn't have scooped. I think we're very likely to lose there because our opponent also had mana up, so they could have drawn into things. But it probably would have been correct to draw a few cards and see, like, if we could hit a Bowmasters before they hit a Bowmasters, to snipe a Bowmasters or whatever. Anytime to check out a deck. Oh yeah, send me your list, Len Music. I would love to take a look. Oh, Bennett. Boy, all the devotion stuff. We would really love to draw land. A land would be sweet. Chord of Calling. That's actually not the worst. You still need a land though. We have all the ways to get the combo. If we can find one more land, preferably not a tapped one, that's all we need to go infinite. Although this deck, we do got to be aware of Leyline Binding. Leyline Binding's the kind of card that could... Yeah, I think we block. I think we just block sack. Leyline Binding's a card that can get us even through our protection. All right, Selfless Savior, save the Flumph. Hopefully we will see the combo shortly. Flumph is an example on why you should never give up on life. If Flumph can make it, it really is, though. I know it sounds like a joke, but... All right, there's the Leyline Binding we were talking about. Is this Leyline Binding Flumph? It is. Okay, yeah, you did it. You did it, opponent. Down to 14. There's the land, though, which is good. Yeah, do we do it now? Well, I get to go attacking. I guess we're sort of trying to win the race. They could have blue mana. Yeah, let's just do it now. Coco. Well, those were not exactly hits. We're very indestructible. We're very indestructible. Beyond that, not so much. So the combo, you need Bowmasters to ping the Flumph, and you need the Flumph to be indestructible. People are starting to become afraid of the Jellyfish, of all things. Who would have thought? Wait, do you have a link to your deck list, land that you were asking about? I haven't actually seen a link to it. Opponent getting in. I mean, wait, can we win by racing? What if we just take this? All right, let's block. And I think we block. So we block with Boromir. Sack the Selfless Savior to save the Boromir. Wow, that was a good Selfless Savior. And that takes down the Neshova Brawler. And, all right, we draw land, Collected Company. Oh. Wow, that was the worst Collected Company of all time. Yikes. Yeah, that was not good. Oh, that was a hard whip. That was a hard whip. Oh, hey, thank you, Lens Music. Tribal, are they just going to burn us out? Is that what's happening? Is our Mythic Dream dot? Oh, come on now. Oh, our Mythic Dream. Our Mythic Dream is dying. Well, that's what happens when you draw, when you draw the Tribal Flames. Tribal Flames. A lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, hard whiffing on that Coco did not help. That was not ideal. Ye old hard whiff. I don't think we can afford to bring in Leyline, though. Bringing in Leyline seems tough. This is actually going to be tricky because they have Leyline binding, and that's a card that's going to be hard to actually beat. Like, instant speed exile base removal, really good against really good against our deck because our opponent will draw into it eventually. How have the Gooses fared? Yeah, I mean, they do what Gooses do. They're fine. I think Coco decks, you win a lot of creatures, and getting to Coco sooner is nice. So I think it's probably worth it. I got your list pulled up, Lens. Hang on, I will look at it. Opponent. Yeah, maybe. Well, speak of the goose. I wonder if it's worth trying to fight. Maybe it's worth trying to fight it. The thing about the Leyline is it would still. I mean, I guess if we had the mana up for Terra Sunder as it was happening, it would be good. Otherwise, it still fizzles the combo. Well, kill the Baloth or Kavu. Play the Boromir. Pass the Turnamir. Opponent. Neshova Brawler. I mean, we have Collected Company and Court of Calling, so we have a. We'll try one of the other builds after this match. We'll switch it up. We'll switch it up and play another build of Flumph. Because there's a bunch of different ways you can possibly build it. Hey, what's up, Daniel? On the bus, where are you heading? Opponent passes. Selfless Savior. Well, okay. Go beatdowns, I guess. Any reason you don't run highest reconstruction over Cord? I found 8 Cocos a bit more consistent than hoping a combo piece isn't removed in response. So I don't know, my Cocos have been pretty hit or miss. Like, we've had a lot of games where we cast like multiple Cocos and still don't find the entire combo. So I like Cord's ability to just like directly. All right. I like Cord's ability to just directly find the combo piece that we're missing. So We'll try a deck with a bunch of black tutors next. We'll try, I don't know, I'll show you the builds and you can decide which one we want to play. After this match, we'll switch it up. Maybe that's about, we need more diversity in our flumphing. We've been playing the one deck for so long. We need some more diversity to get to Mythic with the Flumph. Hey Seth, how would you combine the deck into Modern? Ooh, you should go to the YouTube. Actually, the deck started as a Modern deck. That's where we first played it. And then we're trying to see if we can make the combo work on Arena too. Ooh. All right. The problem we have here is we're missing 2 combo pieces. Although our opponent is down to 11. Do we even attack? So if we attack here, yeah, let's just attack with Skyclave. Opponent. Even more Leyline Bindings. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, we'll just pass. A modern deck with both Coco and Imperial Recruiter. So the modern build, no Cocos, but modern you got a lot of creature tutors. So there's a lot of other ways to find it. Yeah, are we really doing this? You know what? We'll take the 2. We'll take the 2 and make a food, I think. Sure. How about a Flumph but Matter deck or a Flumph Fight spell deck later? Ooh. That sounds super spicy. That sounds like the marriage ender builds of Flumph, Jonathan. You're bringing back memories of our original Flumph stream. I don't remember what build of Flumph finally let us win after many hours. I actually don't remember. I wonder what it was. I'll have to look up that stream at some point. I think the combo is certainly the most exciting part of Flumph, though. Like, Flumph, if you're not going infinite with it, goes back to being very, very bad Flumph. Hey, Seth, I played Magic since 1997, dropped after Scourge, been playing again since Amonkhet because of you and your cheap and crazy decks. Thank you very much. Hey, thank you so much, Grander. I'm glad they're helpful. All right, opponent gonna get in hit us. Yep. I mean, so we really want to draw a combo piece. If we can draw a combo piece, then we can cord. Wow, they're all about these land cyclers. If we can draw a combo piece, then we can cord for combo piece number 2 and try to go off. We even have a little bit of protection. The Giver of Runes helps us get through the lane lines. Now okay, make a food. Make a food. And then I think we got to sack a peatland, probably. We just want to draw Flumph. Is that too much to ask, Jellyfish gods? 45. Our deck size is way bigger. So if we combo, we should win. Well, yeah, I guess. Zenith Flare actually gets a lot better because of these land cyclers, doesn't it? Those are not the cards we were looking for. Well, Gilded Goose Hong Kong. I guess at some point we're just gonna have to Coco for the, I don't even know, for something, or Court of Calling for something. We can't just never cast this. We can't die to this beatdown. You know they have 5 damage burn spells in hand, so we can't just keep taking these beats forever. We are just gonna get burnt out like we did last game. Zenith Flare is a cool card. Opponent Leyline Binding. Going after the Giver of Runes. Sure. Well, Self-a-Savior, number 2, pass the turn. What do you got, opponent? Well, we don't have to worry as much about Leyline Bindings because our opponent's already played them all. He said they need to leave. The airplane's going to take off. Bye and good night. Hey, have a safe trip, Tissinger. All right, let's see this deck now in music. A cat, Samwise, and a horror walk into the bar. Ooh. Yeah, I think Samwise combo definitely has a has a lot of potential. I think it has the possibility of being a pretty solid deck. I wish we would get more creature sack outlets. I really want Viserys here on Arena. That's one that we just haven't... Wow, cycling, all right. That's one that we just haven't really seen yet. But that's one I would like to see them add. But yeah, this looks like a nice nice solid build. I will say, collecting company with 19 creatures, little scary. Little scary. You're gonna have a lot of one creature Cocos, I think, with only 19 creatures in the deck. And in some whiffs. How about Pariah Shield with Flumph included in Stuffy Doll? Ooh. Well, opponent, back to the burning. Back to the burning. Well, we'll sack a food. Okay, if we draw a combo piece here, we go infinite. We got the cord. We need the Flumph. We need the Flumph. We need the Flumph. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, we can't do it, right? Yeah, we can't do it. All right. Well, we will pass the turn. So we can tutor out a combo piece while in the coddle, and then try to tutor out the second one next turn. Opponent gonna go attacking. Well, Court of Calling. Let's see. Court of Calling. X2. 1, 2. We're just going to get Flumph, I think. 1, 2, 3. Tap, tap. Court of Calling. Get a Flumph. Block the 2/2. All right. Tell me you don't have the last leyline binding. That would be very depressing. All right, block. Everybody draws. Okay. Yes. How about a Bowmaster? Delighted Halfling. Opponent passes. We draw a Coco. Okay. Okay, we gotta be able to win from here. We have to. Just how do we play around our opponent's stuff most effectively? Hey Seth, I'm a little new to MTG and relatively new, and a relative of mine who quit the game gave me their commander deck. Would you be interested in taking a look at it? I'm not sure how it's supposed to play. Yeah, send me a link to the deck list, Hammer Knife. I'd love to try to help. I mean, we can combo at instant speed. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Now, like, we have everything we need. The only question is, can we get into a position where opponents, like, tap down a little bit more? Can we force them? Our best bet's probably going to be to... Well, we'll see. We'll see what our opponent does. Basically, we just need our opponent to keep playing Wild Nicoddles. Our opponent, yeah, the last binding going away would help. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. Well, block with Flumph. Everybody draws a card. Oh, this is so close. Just get your Jagatha. Hey, what's up, Great Destroyer? How are you? Don't have a deck list, but I can take a picture of it, the cards when it's laid out. Yeah, whatever works for you, Hammer Knife. Oh, you don't have to. Yeah, you can describe it. Whatever works for you. No worries. It doesn't have to be a link or anything like that. No, and Imgru linking is fine as well. Like, if you got a link, that'll work. I'll just pull it up off stream first. Give her of runes. All right, opponent's down to... Oh, they played it untapped, though. Well, let's Coco. See if we can force our opponent's hand. Do we even take it? Should we take it? Have you ever been hit by MTG burnout? I started playing around Kaladesh, and at this point I'm seriously thinking leaving the game. Has it happened to you? So, not exactly. So what I usually do is I definitely get burnt out of formats. But as far as like quitting the game altogether, I've never went through a period of quitting the game altogether. Usually if I get sick of standard, I switch to modern or back and forth. I think it is very true though that there's definitely nothing wrong with taking a break from Magic. It's a game. Why do we play games? We play games to have fun. That is the reason. So if you're not having fun, there's no reason you need to keep playing Magic. This is so close. How can we play around? What a weird... I mean, I guess at some point we just have to go for it. All right, Skyclave. Get rid of the Giver of Runes. At some point, our opponent's going to tap down, right? I feel like our opponent knows what our deck's doing, or knows enough that they're not just running their stuff out. So we're going to pass. Why not just go for it? Because if we get blown out, then it's going to be hard to reassemble. Opponent, looking at our Skyclave. Looking at our Flumph. Okay, thank goodness. So now we get to see the upside of Court of Calling, which is instant speed, always find exactly the creature we need. Tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. And this should be game, right? Bowmaster. Get it. And opponent scoops it up. So they did have the answer. We were just more patient than our opponent. Our patience paid off. Timberwolf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's look at this commander deck. So this is a commander deck that someone gave you. Let's help me with this, chat. Let's see. Let's see if we can help a new. Oh. This deck has some sweet cards in it. So let's see where. Whoa, is that a stasis? That's a stasis. It's Felding with stasis. Okay, so this is the kind of deck that I think you bring to an LGS and lose some friends, which means it's kind of my style of deck actually. So Feldigrift is just kind of a general good stuff commander. I would say that this is actually like a kind of a prison deck, really. It seems like, from what I can tell, that the overall goal of this deck is to draw a lot of cards and ramp a bunch, which makes sense. And then mostly anger your opponents. You have like Divine Intervention to draw the game. You got Stasis so no one can play Magic. Kismet. This is a beautiful, miserable, very hateable deck. I will say this deck is also probably very expensive. Like, just looking at the cards we use, like Divine Intervention's really expensive. I'm pretty sure Time Spiral's expensive. So oh my goodness, World Purge. Did I ever tell you about the I tried to teach one of my little brothers Magic one time, and for some reason the deck involved World Purge. I World Purged, and I don't think I ever played Magic after that. World Purge is just such a brutal, unfun card. Yeah, that deck actually. So I think the deck would be fun to play. I think that this would be a deck that if you started playing Commander regularly, your play group would probably ask you to change out some of the cards. But I think the plan is essentially just kind of just lock people out of the game. If you got to actually win, then Akroma's kind of the finisher, or Jarrus the finisher. But really, you're kind of just like really annoying people. Crim would probably love this deck. This is a very Crim style commander deck. I mean, so I think, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, if you did decide you wanted to play this deck regularly at like LGS, Feldegriff's a really cool card. I always like Feldegriff decks. Time Spiral's like over $100. Divine Intervention is over $100. Palenkron is like $40. So it'd be pretty easy to sell like 3 or 4 cards or trade 3 or 4 cards out of this deck and have the funds to add in whatever you wanted to. So I think that's another possibility. If it does get to the point where you're just like, people won't play with me anymore, then I think that would be the direction I would probably go. All right. Well, I mean, this could be a fast combo hand. This could be a fast... Wait, is there a Cradle in there? No. There's a Cradle? I didn't look close enough at the lands, I guess. Oh my god, there is a Cradle. Oh, jeez. Oh, you're... Okay. You can retire. You're good. Yeah, Cradle's like $800 or something. Yeah, I mean, really, you could sell the entire Cradle and add whatever cards you wanted to the deck. So, also Old School Flooded Strand too. Yeah, this is actually a very nice... The cards in the deck are very nice. They're very mean, but they're very nice. Expensive. What's more expensive, Cradle or Tabernacle? I was actually just looking at prices, and Tabernacle is quite a bit ahead of Cradle, actually. I think Tabernacle is almost 2,000. Cradle's a little under 1,000. Oh, chat, I was gonna ask you. I need your help on this. Chat. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find this. So I've been working on figuring out the most expensive card during each year of Magic, if that makes sense. So not what card is most expensive now. That's really easy to figure out. But at the time, the most expensive card at the time during each year of Magic. Hammer Knife, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Boom it. It's a collected company. Not great for us. Well, Razor Verge Thicket. Selfless Savior. So I guess we're gonna have to kill this. How does this work? When it deals combat into play action, during a turn. Oh, so you have to cast our Coco. I don't know if, maybe they could cast our Coco. All right, pass the turn. Yeah, this Ratilda is an issue. I have 2 Cradles, correct them from packs. Whew, yeah, those are worth triple sleeving for sure. Hammer Knife, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. No. The most expensive card printed during each year of Magic. So, like 2005, the most expensive card that was first printed during that year. So it'd be like Darksteel, Fifth Dawn, and Champions of Kamigawa, along with if there's any, like a core set or whatever. So the most expensive card that was first printed that year. So, for example, the current most expensive card from 2004 is Sword of Fire and Ice from Darksteel, just under $50. What I'm trying to figure out, though, is the most expensive card at the time. So back during 2004, what was the most expensive card printed during that year? That's what I'm trying to figure out, and that's the tricky part. The early years are not too bad because they have all these old Magic magazines, so you can go back and find prices in like Scry magazine or whatever. The recent years, like the last decade, also not bad because there are sites like Goldfish where I can find the prices. The hard time period is like 2004 to like 2012. Because that's like after they stopped printing the magazines for the most part, but before sites like Goldfish became a thing. So if you have any idea from those years, I would be very, yeah, but like Inquest isn't stopped being printed during those years. So that's the challenging part. The 90s and first years of the 2000s, the magazines have it covered. Oh, that thing flips. Jeez. 90s first year of the 2000s, magazines got it covered. Like 2012 or 2013 to present, Goldfish MTG Stocks has it covered. What isn't covered is that middle time period, like this should be impossible, right? Impossible. So much for the Magic Gods. They knew that Flumph was getting close to Mythic, and they were like, we cannot have this. We can't let Flumph be Mythic. No, not allowed. Oops. Magic Gods. And now we're getting snowballed by Ratilda. Oh, that's the worst. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, this is not a sketchy Coco deck either. Like, opponent steals a Boromir. Opponent goes attacking. It's a 6. We're probably just dead. But opponent has stolen solid gas. No whiffing, nothing like that. Opponent's just solid gas all the way with their dorks. Yeah, I mean that does it. This deck is the least greedy of the Coco decks too. There are some greedy Coco decks. That one's not. Interesting Zoo deck. Yeah. I mean, Tribal Flames is a powerful card. The problem is the mana base is just horrible. I guess, so our opponent's solution to the horrible mana is... Oh, Ratilda can't whiff, it seeks. Oh, right. Silly digital only version of cards. What would a sketchy Coco deck be? I mean, a sketchy Coco deck's just the number of creatures you play, but we're playing 30 creatures. So 30 is like, that's a very strong number for Coco. That's the, like, 90% of the time you should hit 2 creatures number. A sketchy Coco deck might be playing 25 creatures. If you're playing like 20 creatures, then you probably just should not play Coco. Like, your Cocos are going to whiff way too often and not be strong enough. So it's mostly just the number of hits you have in your deck. Okay, so with that build of Flumph, we went 2 and 3. We started off really strong, and then the Magic Gods, they knew the Jellyfish was about to get to Mythic, and they had to shut it down. The powers that be, they can't have a Jellyfish taking over the metagame like that. So I think, I don't know, do you ever imagine that there's like a Wizards intern that like watches your matches and like, almost Mythic with Flumph. Got to make sure this next Coco whiffs. Wait, turn this knob. Where's the Coco whiff button? All right, so here's the other possibilities of I think there's a Coco whiff button at WotC. There's gotta be just for our stream. Just for us. Just for Flumph. So here's the other options of Flumphing. Oh, we are Flumphing to the max. Try Esper Rally the Ancestors Flumph. My concern about Rally the Ancestors Flumph. Let me look at the deck list. So my concern about Rally the Ancestors Flumph is you can't win on the mill plan, right? So I think if you're trying to do it that way, so I guess if you try to play Rally the Ancestors Flumph, you are, oh boy. So you're fully committed to hitting 2 Bowmasters. Gotta have 2 Bowmasters. And you gotta hit them in the top, 40-ish cards, which that should hopefully be okay. My main concern is just like self-milling with an infinite card draw combo scares me a little bit. I do think the getting all the combo pieces into play at once is pretty cool. So that part is sweet. So here's the builds that I have built. So this I think is probably the worst build. It's got all the combos though. This deck, you can go infinite with you can go with Flumph, of course. You can go infinite with Anafenza and Putrid Goblin in a sack outlet. You can go infinite with Cauldron Familiar and Samwise in a sack outlet. You can go infinite with Boromir and Rada-Drobic. You can go infinite with Rosie and Scurry Oak. So basically, if there's a combo, I might be missing one. Basically, if there's a combo, it's in there. And we can potentially combo off in a whole bunch of different ways. It's 87 cards. It's Yariad. I think it's probably really bad. So that's one build. There's also Flumph boarding. So this is the one that has the assemble the team, which is the 2-mana search the top 30 of your library for a card, rounded up, put it in your hand. It also has Grizzled Huntmaster, which is a search outside the game card. So the idea is, instead of kind of like a Karn board, instead of playing all your pieces in the main deck, you get to play one of each in the sideboard and hopefully snag them as necessary. So that's another build. And then this is just straight up Lurrus. A little bit of a light sacrifice theme, I guess, with Deadly Dispute and like Shambling Gas. But basically, everything super cheap, everything down to the low to the ground. Diabolic Intent is the main tutor to find the combo pieces. Deadly Dispute to draw through the deck. Hope that finds the pieces. So Assemble and Huntmaster is a bit of a non-bow. I mean, look, so I would say Oops All combos could do funny things. I don't think it's probably very competitive, but it could do funny things because you never know what combo you're going to find. Flumph boarding, this is definitely the most like arena-y build with like Assemble the Team and Grizzled Huntmaster and these like arena exclusive cards. And then the Lurrus build, Lurrus is busted. So I don't even know how good the deck is, but it's got Lurrus, so it's got to be kind of good, right? Like just Lurrus, Unearth, and a bunch of cheap cards. That's probably going to win some games just because Lurrus is one of the strongest cards. Wait, why is it a non-bow? Grizzled Master, exile. When it enters the battlefield, exile a creature card from your hand. If you do, search your hand and library for any number of cards with the same name, exile them, and then shuffle them. Choose a creature card you want from outside the game. Wait, how's that a non-bow, though? I don't think that's a non-bow. All right, so what are we playing, chat? Give me your votes now. Give me your votes. Give me your votes. All the combos super janky. Lurrus, it's got Lurrus. Arena-centric build. It's not a non-bow if you're just playing less copies in the main because of Huntmaster, making your assemble hit less often. I mean, I think you would hope that with hopefully the top 30 of your deck is enough. People want to see Oops All combos. All right, let's go deep. Let's go deep. We're gonna go all the way. So this deck, how many lands did I put in here? Hopefully enough. 36. That's about right. Okay. So this deck, it's a Yarion deck. It's 87 cards. How can this deck win? I'm glad you asked. So, of course, it's Flumph Day. So we can win the same way we did with the last deck. Flumph, Orcish Bowmasters, Indestructibility from Boromir, Selfless Savior with Ranger Captain of Eos to tutor up the Selfless Savior if we need it. That's combo number one. Combo number two, we got Scurry Oak, we got Rosie Khan. If we get them both, we make infinite squirrels. Combo number three, we got Boromir, Rada-Drobic. If we have Rada-Drobic and Boromir, we get sacrifice Boromir infinite number of times with a Blood Artist out to win the game. So that's combo number three. Combo number four, Anafenza. When non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you bolster one, you put a counter on it. If we have Putrid Goblin, it has Persist. We can sack it, it comes back in. The counters cancel each other out. So if we have a sack outlet and something like a Blood Artist, that also wins us the game. We also have Cauldron Familiar that we can get with Ranger Captain of Eos to go with Samwise in a sack outlet to drain our opponent out of the game with Cauldron Familiar's ETB trigger. And I think that's all the combos. I'm pretty sure it's just those five. Managed to sneak five combos in there. How consistent? So the risk of playing five combos in a deck, as hilarious as it is, the risk is that you end up drawing like a Rosie along with a Flumph, along with a Putrid Goblin, and you just end up with like one piece from a whole bunch of combos. Oh, did I not mention Sam? Sam's part of the Cauldron Familiar loop. Oh, I will. Hang on. Remind me after this game. I didn't export this deck list yet. Remind me after the game, and I will export it and put it in the chat. It's gonna be, yeah, wildly inconsistent but fun is is exactly what this deck is going for. I don't know. Our Cocos haven't been very good. Ooh. All right, all right, all right. I mean, we got a bunch of combo pieces. Imagine that. We have a bunch of combo pieces. Okay, so Woe Strider, Samwise Blood Artist. They're part of one combo. So we're probably going for a Samwise combo, depending on what this Thoughtseize does. So we have the Sam. We have the Sack Outlet. Ranger Captain of Eos can get Cauldron Familiar. So that's... As long as our opponent doesn't Thoughtseize one of those cards. Okay, they take the Woe Strider. Sure. Well, tap land, go. Woe Strider didn't come back from the graveyard. Oh, about it. Oh, we're still flumphing. This is just a different build of Flumph, but the flumphing will continue until we get to Mythic, or until we stop streaming, one or the other. No promises on Mythic. Now that we're playing Oops All combos, no promises. Opponent gets in, it says. Sure. It'd be nice if we could get to this Coco at some point. Opponent, leave our Sam alone. Opponent. And a Fenza. That is technically another combo piece. Alright, Ranger Captain of Eos. I think we're 3-2 overall right now. We were 3-0 and then we got out flumphed and then lost to Domain. The Flumph mirror from Mythic, that one's gonna haunt us. Well, I guess we take the Cauldron Familiar. That's the combo we're closest to currently. By the way, Seth, I didn't see the stream we talked about 007, but why do you hate 007? Oh, I don't hate 007. I just don't get it, really. Like, I've never really been a 007 fan, so it's just, I don't know. I've never really got the appeal of, for being such a huge series with like tons of movies and all that stuff that's been going on for like decades. I've never really got the appeal of it. So it's not like I hate it or anything. I just never, I guess I don't get it. I guess I don't get why it's such a iconic, long-lasting series. Underworld Dreams. Underworld Dreams. Well, okay. Anna Fenza. Cauldron Familiar. Bolster that cat. Play the tap land. I don't know. Underworld Dreams can lead to some bad things. One ring. Okay. So how can we actually win the game? If we hit Sack Outlet Sam, we would win. Playing the tap land. Pass the turd. We need Coco to be good for once in our lives. Once in our lives. Coco. Well, okay. That's interesting. Is there a way we can win next turn? What is the escape cost? Escape 4. How do we get enough cards in our graveyard? We're one card short? We sack the Boromir. Or we just take the Bowmasters. Oh, this is actually super tricky. They're going to have so many cards in hand. Yeah, I think we're going to do it this way. So snipe your Bowmasters. I think we got to get rid of this Bowmasters. And then sack the Boromir. Wow! Okay, opponent. Many removal spells in hand. All right, that's... Oh, well, we were not beating that no matter what we chose. If our opponent's hand is just a solid stream of removal spells, our choices are not especially relevant. Well, we're going to go attacking. Boy, we actually have so many combos. The problem is this Woe Strider. The Woe Strider is the biggest issue. Like, if we could have... Our opponent thought seized well. That's what I'm trying to say. Our opponent thought seized very well, because if we had this Woe Strider would be straight up just killing our opponent. All right, let's get back to Woe Strider. Pass the turd. I mean, we have a combo for next turn should we survive this one ring, drawing all the cards. How about it? I'm gonna draw 3 more cards. Plays a land. And one ring's pretty busted, isn't it? Thought seizes. Yeah, well, okay, so once again, we will not be comboing. The power of the ring! Did you see tomorrow is spoiler day again? Wait, what is tomorrow? Wait, they took Rosie? Oh, they can kill the Woe Strider? Opponent passes. Wow, and we drew the Scurry Oak! Oh, alright, we will play a Putrid Goblin. Bolster. Play a Blood Artist. Oh my god, we actually got it. We actually got it. Go to combat. Swing with every... Our combos came through. Oops, all combos. Attack with everything. So this combo is the... Opponent's going to go for Bowmaster. Okay. What are they going after? The Blood Artist? Huh? Okay, sure. Yeah, that's allowed. Oh, they were trying to kill it, I see. Well, all right, now we will combo a bit. Let's sack this Putrid Goblin. It dies. We drain. It returns. Doesn't matter. Bolster it. I think let's sack this Putrid Goblin again. Let's sack that Putrid Goblin. How do we feel about that? Blood Artist, drain ya. It returns. Anafenza gets rid of the counter. And do it again. And this is one of the combos I did not expect to pull off, but opponent thought they had a really big brain line. They thought they had this big brain, we're gonna snipe our own token and turn on Fatal Push line, and it totally backfired. Wait, what are we getting? Oh. So I know there's spoilers. I don't know if they're tomorrow. I believe my guess is Sunday. So traditionally, when they do Magic Cons, traditionally on the Sunday of the Magic Con, they do spoilers. I believe we're supposed to get a stream with early spoilers for the Eldraine set. Maybe they have extra other stuff in there too, but I think it's like sneak peek Eldraine spoilers. Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay. Huh. They said I think they said Doctor Who. I mean, how do you keep up with it these days? There's so many sets, so many cards. How do you possibly keep up with it? How do any of us keep up with it? Actually, that's a good question. Do you try to keep up with it? Leyline of Sanctity. Yeah, Leyline of Sanctity could be good. The question is, what are we going to cut? How do we find... I guess we can play the 95. Maybe with a deck like this, maybe you don't even sideboard out for the most part. Like, maybe we're already playing way more cards than you should. Is there any world where it's actually just correct to not even try to take things out? Because almost everything in our deck is a combo piece. The non-combo pieces, like I guess we can go down a Giver of Runes, but that's a combo. That's a tutor target for the Ranger Captain. So maybe we just mostly add cards and trust that we draw into the right combo. Let's try it. Take out one whole combo. The old 96 card special. Just let them happen. I see new images on the Reddit, and that's when I know to keep tabs. I mean, I still get hyped for spoilers. It's a matter of like, but I have learned you got to prioritize a little bit, right? Because there's like so many that spoilers for Commander Masters, spoilers for a Secret Lair drop versus spoilers for a standard set. Like, I love them all and I pay attention to them all, but there's so many of them that you can't care as much about every one of them, which has to be what Wizards is going for, right? Like, I don't think they can expect the typical person to be able to care about everything because it's just so much. Eldraine has to be very exciting for me to come back to Magic. I've been on a break since Lord of the Rings. Really? What about Lord of the Rings made you take a break, Parenzo? Yeah, I'm hyped for Eldraine. I'm really hoping that Eldraine will be the set that saves standard. We talked about this a little bit last stream. I feel like Eldraine Wizards really, really, really has to thread the needle and hit it out of the park. Like, Eldraine needs to be really, really good. They're in a tricky spot because of this like canceling of rotation. So they need Eldraine to be strong enough to shake up standard, but not so strong that it breaks standard. Can you hit that mark? Is it possible to hit that mark? Going to be interesting. And opponent takes our Bowmasters. Boo and hiss at you, opponent. We could use some white mana for our infinite Flumphs. Well, okay, we could use some white mana for our Leyline of Sanctities and Ranger Captain of Eoses. Oh god. Maybe we're seeing the downside of just sideboarding in like 8 extra cards. We have an amount of lands for not this number of cards. Yeah, that is the drawback, right? Like you're throwing off your land to spell ratio, so just adding 10 non-lands without adding lands to make up for it leads to problems like this. Underworld Dreams. Opponent really would like us to draw some cards. Yeah, this is tricky. Opponent passing. Well, we might as well tear us under this Underworld Dreams. Get that enchantment out of here. As much as I like Lord of the Rings being... Oh, boy. This is brutal. That is way more white mana symbols than we have white sources. I think we're actually just dead here. Even if we draw a white source, I think we're just dead here. Sheolder is such a fast clock. It hits for 6 a turn at least. It's such a fast clock. Delving Guru, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. We got to take out something. 36 lands apparently can't support 95 cards. Actually, maybe we just got unlucky. You know what? We just got unlucky. Let's tell ourselves that. As much as I like Lord of the Rings being on Arena, it's a bummer that there was a big set that impacted the Goliath. They had 0 impact on any format other than Historic. But Alchemy... Honestly, I think Well, his hand is much better mana-wise. Honestly, I think that the Lord of the Rings set should have just been standard legal. That's my current feeling, is that they should have probably just made it modern legal. Or should have just made it standard legal. Like, what's the... Yeah, let's play Blood Artist. We play Blood Artist. They Bowmaster snipe the Blood Artist. We Bowmaster snipe the Bowmaster. That's how you win a Bowmaster war. Opponent plays land passes. Well, Hive of the Eye Tyrant and pass the turn. Shows that Bowmaster. Ooh, no Bowmaster. Opponent, Underworld Dreams. Yeah, I guess we Bowmaster, yeah. The challenge of playing all the combos is we're not all that likely to draw any specific combo. If we draw any combo at all. This is kind of the example where we have like we have Bowmasters for Flumph combo. We got Samwise and Blood Artist for other combos, but no final piece to actually close out the game. I think Lord of the Rings is a cool set. It's fun in limited. I don't know. I haven't played long enough to hate everything. I thought Mom was a great standard set. I mean, oh no. Oh no. Munich Massacre, eh? I like Phyrexia a lot. I still feel like Phyrexia's maybe, yeah, that was a blowout. I feel like Phyrexia doesn't get the credit it deserves for being a really good set. I think March of the Machines I liked March of the Machines too. It was a little goofy with some of the like legendary team ups and stuff, but I still liked it. Bowmaster's Ring would be in literally every deck in standard. I mean, then that's a problem in design. Like, they're in every deck in modern, a format that's many times as strong as standard. So I would say that's the problem, is that you pushed those cards too much, more so than the set being legal in standard. I don't think you want to keep a set out of standard because you broke 2 cards, because that would be the same argument for keeping the set out of modern at this point. Like, I mean, we'll see. We're at the point where this weekend's gonna have a really big impact on whether those cards actually remain legal, I think, in modern. I don't think it's impossible that a Lord of the Rings card ends up being banned in 2 weeks. I think the One Ring is more likely than Bowmasters, but I think I don't think it's impossible. I don't know what I put the odds at. I think a lot of it is pending the results of the tournaments this weekend. Oh, we went from not being able... The inconsistency of the 96 card special, and also the power of Shieldred. Good old busted Shieldred. Last game, we couldn't draw land to save our lives. This game, that is not a problem, but we cannot draw action to save our lives. Yeah, we're just going to do this, I guess. I don't know how we get out of this. About it. Think they push Bowmasters to hard counter Ragavan. I mean, that could be part of it. Although, like... oh, dear. GG! I mean, they may very well have pushed Bowmasters to... They may very well have pushed Bowmasters to be a counter to Ragavan. I don't know if I think that's a healthy... I don't know if I think that's a healthy way to design the game, though, right? Like, haven't we been talking about that for, like, ever since Ragavan came out, at least? Like, the era of power creep. What do you do for the future? So you print Ragavan, a jaw-dropping card, the 1-drop that does way more, and like, you just, like, this over-the-top card. It takes control of the format. What do you do in the future? You can't just have Ragavan always be the best card in Modern. If you always have Ragavan be the best card in Modern, then how do you sell the next set? So what are your options? You need to either power creep Ragavan, or find a way to knock it out of the format. It seems like maybe that's what the Lord of the Rings set has done with the Orcish Bowmasters, is you print this card that kind of counters it and is also just like really, really pushed so any deck can play it. Is that good though? Because then like, where do you go from there? Don't you need like a better Ragavan to counter the Bowmasters? Doesn't it just snowball forever though? Like, isn't that, I think that's the concern of power creep. I think that's the question. And I don't have the answer for it, but I think those are some of the, but then you got to print a Bowmasters that deals 2 damage when it ETBs to deal with the new 2/2 Ragavan. And then like next thing you know, we're, I don't know, playing Yu-Gi-Oh or something where you just went on turn 1 or whatever. I haven't really played. No offense to Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's probably an awesome game. I've just never actually played it. Every time I hear about Yu-Gi-Oh, it's how you try to win on turn 1. Ban both of them. I mean, that's the other way to deal with it is intentionally power things down, but then you don't sell product because no one wants to buy a Dragon's Maze or whatever like the power down set is. So you don't sell the set, so the incentive is to keep pushing because that sells products, but then you get the power creep snowball issues. Very, very, very interesting. I mean, I guess the other thing you do is just, and I don't know if this is happening or not, but the other thing you do is you just stop caring about competitive formats. I think that might be part of Wizards' embrace of Commander. Is in Commander you got Rule 0. That's the biggest thing in the format. People talk about that all the time. Commander, you can do whatever you want in Commander, right? Like designing for Commander has to be super easy. Because if you print something that's busted, it just Rule 0 it out. You control your own experience. So I mean, I guess that's the other thing you can do is just be like, well, I mean, we're just gonna focus on Commander now because then we don't have to have these hard conversations. So we're just gonna print everything for Commander and we'll let the chips fall where they may with other formats. Opponent, wow, Faithless Looting, Insolent Neonate, Fry. What? Oh, it's a Hollow One. Hollow One Madness deck, okay. But can you beat our... What? What? Faithless Looting Scoop? Alright, sure. Yeah, fair enough, opponent. Fair enough. See ya, Dragon Blue Knight. You have such an awful state that players have made their own format that is only every card printed between 2010 and 20. Really? See, I don't know enough about Yu-Gi. I'm gonna have to look into that now. Are you watching ExileCon tomorrow? Wait, what's ExileCon? Is that the Pro Tour? If that's another name for Pro Tour, then you probably, yes, that's a plan. Okay, so I mean, I guess, is it like is that the dominant format? Because I feel like Magic players, we've done this all the time, right? There's like fringe formats like that where people are like pre-modern or whatever. Like there's tons of little formats like that never become big. What is the closest one to actually becoming big? Are any of them? I mean, I guess you can argue Frontier was kind of like that, although that's like gets the new cards. Let's say you could make a Magic format that you chose the years that cards were legal. What would you... Oh, Tiny Leaders. Yeah. Such a silly idea. I played a little bit of Tiny Leaders. It was not unfun at first. Although it quickly it just got so salved. Like Commander, but everything costs 3 or less is a lot less fun than Commander. I think that's a big lesson from that era of Magic. It does make it a lot less fun. EDH was a community format. That's true. I mean, there have definitely been like modern was arguably a community format at the beginning. Wow, we had the ley line. That's lucky. Modern was arguably that. You could argue that Pioneer was that, in Frontier. But all those formats include new cards, right? There's never been a format where people were like, I don't want to play with the new cards, so I'm going to make those cards illegal and only play with older cards, and that's my format. I don't know if a format like that can be successful long term. Because I think, like, don't you need the new cards to keep breathing life into the game? I feel like you would. Like, eventually, wouldn't Magic get boring if there was never new sets added? Even if you think the new sets are, like, too power creepy or you don't like things about them, isn't it better to have those sets and not have those sets? It seems tough. Over the short term, I could see how it would be fun to... Let's block here. If they pump, we'll just sack this Alpha Savior, I think. Sure. You did your job, good boy. Blood Artist. Well, let's play the Peatland. Ranger, Captain of Eos. So what combo are we closest to is a question. Well, I guess it's... Oh yeah, the Selfless Savior's in the graveyard, so I guess it's Cauldron Familiar by default. Although I guess we also are probably closest to that because we have the Blood Artist. No Sam. All right, your go, opponent. I mean, if our opponent never draws another land, we're good. Easy mode. Honestly, I would take Pioneer, put a year back to where OG Innistrad would be included. Cavern, Snapcaster, most importantly, Resto Thragtusk, who that was one of my favorite eras of Magic. How come Root Walla came into play? Doesn't Lane Line of the Void exile it before the Madness trigger? Madness is a weird mechanic. Madness technically puts it into exile. With Madness, when you discard it, the card goes to exile. And when you do, you can cast it for its Madness cost. If you don't, then it goes to your graveyard. So it kind of gets around Leyline because Leyline puts things into exile by going to the same place as Leyline. So if our opponent discards Root Walla and chooses not to cast it, then it would go to the graveyard, but Leyline of the Void would put it into exile permanently. Since they chose to cast it, though, Leyline doesn't actually do anything. Oh, Door to Nothingness. I really want Death Cloud on Arena. We gotta play. I want to play Balrog Death Cloud. We're just gonna have to do it in Modern. If Flumph can be a thing in Modern, I refuse to believe that Balrog Death Cloud cannot at least, do a cool thing a couple times. Door to Nothingness should be, every format. Same with Battleowitz. When was the last great alt win con? Not great like Thassa's Oracle miserable, but like actually really interesting and fun. I feel like Wizards has been printing more and more of them, which is cool, but I don't know. Nothing has reached the same level as like Door to Nothingness, Battle of Wits, some of the all-time. Like Halofound's cool. It is cool. I don't know, it just doesn't feel exactly the same. Oh, Revel in Riches is a pretty good one. Maze's End, I forget that, Maze's End is a good one. Although it feels like yesterday, but I think Maze's End is actually like 15 years ago or something. It's crazy. When did Dragon's Maze release? 2013. Wow, 10 years ago. Dragon's Maze turned 10. Boy, Dragon Maze was not a very good set. That was not. Wow, opponents, are they like salting out on us? You even drew your land, opponent. You're good. You're good, friend. You're good. You drew a land. You have two creatures. You have a runaway Steamkin. You're fine. Super fine. I mean, I guess Leyline's a little oh my goodness. Okay. We need to just find a sack outlet. That is the Sam, though. So let's play a... Do we just attack? Are we the... I guess we're the aggro. Go attacking. Hit ya. Play a Blood Artist. Ouch. Bolster it. Overgrown Tomb. Ouch. Top decking Woe Strider would be so sweet. Yeah, let's just Cauldron Familiar. Cauldron Familiar. Drain ya. I don't really like Approach. I think Approach is a little overrated. Approach was too good. Approach was like the original too good. All right, opponent, have your big turn. Let's see your deck do cool things, opponent. Faithless Looting. Counter on this Team Kid. Triggers on the Flame Blades Adept. Discarding to the graveyard, unfortunately, for our opponent. Finds a Fiery Temper they can actually cast. They will cast it on our Blood Artist. Trigger the Steam Kin. Get a little drained. And... alright, gets and hits us. Sure. Concealed Courtyard. Well... do some attacking. Wow, opponent takes it. Opponent's just trying to stay alive. Samwise, GMG. Do a little bolstering on Sam. Concealed Courtyard. Oh, should we sack the Ranger Captain? That is the question. Do we sack the Ranger Captain? Do we sack it? Do we sack it? Yeah, I think it's probably correct. It would feel better if we had a Blood Artist, but I think we gotta... We don't technically have lethal this turn. Lightning Strike, okay. Well, apparently opponent can do whatever they need to do at instant speed. Opponent removes a bunch of counters. Season Pyre. Okay. Woe Strider. Woe Strider. Can we draw the Woe Strider? Woe Strider for the steal would be so sweet. Yeah, in the very distant future, we need a lot of creatures to come into play. I don't know if the game's going to go that long. All right. Woe Strider? How about a Woe Strider? Okay, that's not a Woe Strider. Boromir. Play a land. Oh, no attacks down to 9. I am not convinced we end up staying alive here, opponent. Land. And... are we dead? Fries Boromir. Cauldron Familiar becomes the Ring Bearer. Opponent passes. Oh, another Sam is not very helpful here. Not very helpful at all. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, how do we happen to draw another? Out of our 90 card deck, how do we happen to draw 2 Sams? That's unfortunate. I mean, don't we need the cat to play defense? Like, isn't cat better as a blocker than a chump attacker? Wait, it can't. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. That's one of those cards that has randomly different text on it. I gotcha. I gotcha. Way to go, Wizards. Way to go. Yeah, I guess attacking definitely does make sense then, doesn't it? If we can't block anyway, yeah, we should be. I guess I didn't realize it. That this was one of the WotC specials. I mean, honestly, Cauldron Familiar, I guess, is probably a more fun card if it can't block. But still, it happened. It happened. You put text on it, WotC. You put text on it. There were words. Words used to mean something. When words stop meaning anything. Opponent going on the big attack. No, 4 or 5. We might be dead, but we're gonna block the Season Pyro. I guess we can sack the food. We drop to 4. These Teamkins are doing some work. Yeah, maybe they should just randomly switch card text. Chaos mode. All right, second food, gain some life. Opponent gonna stomp the Samwise. Sure. And, well, you got even more? All right, we go to 7. Well, get in with the Cauldron Familiar. Yarion. Blank the Cauldron Familiar. Yes, you knew about it, opponent. We put that in our hand several turns ago. All right, Yarion. Companion for the carry? Oh, it looks like Companion for the carry. Looks like Companion for the carry, Season Pyro. Like, this Yarion's lethal, right? This Yarion does finish the game. Opponent grows the dork, goes to combat. Doesn't look like enough damage to me. Swings. Yarion block a Steamkin. We drop to 2. Oh, there's Finale 2 and Yarion. Okay. Oops, all combos it can win a game. It can win a game. Back up to Diamond 1. Dizio! All right, I want to try before the stream ends. I want to try the super arena version of this deck. I just want to see if it works. I never play with these cards, so I want to see if the sideboard does it actually work. Good evening, Seth. Any chance we get some Explorer content in the near future? So there'll probably be some food post? What's a food post, Mega Magikarp? Any chance we get some Explorer content in the near future? I mean, so I'm sure we'll get some Explorer content at some point. Kind of the issue is right now that Explorer is just kind of the same as it's been for a long time. While the other formats have new things going on. So I think it's mostly, like, we got the Lord of the Rings set, which really made an impact on Modern. I mean, we're playing Flumph. Made an impact on Modern. Made an impact on Historic. I'm glad it's not legal in Pioneer. But the downside is all the other formats have interesting new cards to check out in play. And Pioneer does it. And then at the same time, the Pioneer meta is kind of, I don't want to say horrible or anything, but it's very samey. Like Nykthos, Rakdos, Human Aggro. Those decks have been the best decks in the format. Or nearly the best decks. I guess Creativity shot up and won that Pro Tour. I don't know if it was ever legit, like, top tier, legit best deck in the format. But we haven't really seen the changes there, just because we haven't had a set release in a long time that impacts it. So yes, I'm sure we will see some more Explorer, but it's one of the formats I'm least excited about right at the moment, just because All the other formats have new cards, and it doesn't have new cards. So it might, all that to say, it might be a bit. I think that we're likely to see changes at the BNR. I think the BNR is likely to bring around about changes, and I think that might be the thing that gets my interest in the format going again. Slow cooked shredded barbecue chicken with Korean barbecue, pepper, chili powder, seasoning, sea salt, minced garlic, and cayenne pepper. It is used in basically anything from meaty sandwiches to shreddeds for salads and rice and veggies. Jack of all trades type of cook, 8-hour slow cook. That sounds delicious. Hey, what's up, Mother Frogger? Yeah, no Commander Clash today, so decided to do a bit of early streaming. Well, there's all the assemble the teams. Wait, how does this card actually work? When it enters a battlefield, you may exile a creature. If you do, search your hand or library for any number of cards with the same name, exile them, choose a creature you own from outside the game, conjure a duplicate into your hand for each card. Okay, so I just want to exile one of these, right? I think I want to exile one of these, and then I want to get a Flumph. And then we hit you a little bit. Pass it. Couldn't this be a real card? I mean, by real, I mean, couldn't this be a paper card? Like, couldn't this be a paper card? Is there a reason they couldn't be just like... I really don't... Like, so a card like this, it seems like it's a digital-only card by force, if that makes sense. Like, it seems like it doesn't need to be a digital-only card when you could just have it be like Karn or something, right? Like, doesn't this want to just be like Karn or like a Burning Wish or whatever? Like, exile a creature, tutor a creature from your sideboard. It almost feels like the conjure a duplicate into your hand part is like kind of just to make it not be a paper card. Yeah, I mean, it plays like Karn, but it's worded like, I don't know, worded like something very different. Well, go to combat, get in, hit you. Down to 5. Oh, if we only had more mana. Well, we're gonna play the Flumph. If we draw land, I think we win next turn. Our opponent shouldn't be able to win this turn. Prime time. All right. I mean, well, we better win this turn or else we're going to lose to Primeval Titan. I mean, I guess we do, right? We have lethal on board even. Why no Commander Clash this week? It goes up. Ooh, okay, maybe we don't. Commander Clash goes up Fridays. Nah, tomorrow, Mother Frogger. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, no. Oh, why no recording? Okay, normally we record Commander Clash on Thursdays. But the rest of the crew, except for Richard, are all at Magic Con Barcelona. So everyone's gone this week. So we double recorded 2 episodes last week, so we wouldn't have one this week while everyone was gone. So it just worked out like almost every single... Oh, that is not the land we needed. Almost every single Thursday I'm busy. This is the one Thursday in the world where I actually could stream in the afternoon. Plus, I want to do a little Flumphin. All right, get a Bowmasters or 2. Apparently, I don't understand how that card works. Didn't I exiled 2 Boromirs, but I only got 1 Bowmasters? I guess are we dead? How close are they to gating us? 1. Okay, they're not even going for it, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we are dead to Maze's End. Primeval Titan's really good in Maze's End. Yeah, I think we just lose. That fast land totally ruined it. The only positive to digital cards being pushed or weak means they should be prime targets to be rebalanced. Meaning if they're too dominant, they can be adjusted. If they're not popular, they can be buffed. Yeah, mazes and things. Honestly, hey, thank you for the bits. Honestly, I mentioned this before that while some of the digital only cards, my question is like, couldn't it have just been a paper card? In general, at this point, the rebalances are the thing that bothers me the most, honestly. If as far as historic is concerned, I'm still not really interested in playing alchemy, but as far as historic is concerned, the digital only cards, whatever. Like, I can wrap my head around them being the equivalent of Modern Horizons for Magic Arena. If I think of them that way, they kind of make sense. They're weird. I don't like all the mechanics, but if I think of them that way, I think that's kind of a reasonable comparison. On the other hand, my Cauldron Familiar can't block or whatever. That's the part that I'm like, jeez. That's the part that gets me. The just changing of the text between the cards is so weird. Yeah, let me pull up this deck list. Ooh, doing some Flumph tokening, eh? Well, that is... Wait, what is happening with this deck? Okay, so Flumph token. So we got Flumph, we got Bowmasters, we got Indestructibility. So that makes sense. What is the rest of this deck doing? How does Marauding Raptors fit in this? So Marauding Raptors, make sure creatures cost one less. Make sure creatures cost one less, but it also deals a damage, 2 damage to your creatures when they come into play. I'm so confused. Is that just to, like, randomly ping a Flumph? Gideon Sacrifice. Choose a creature or planeswalker you control. All damage will be dealt this turn to you and permanents you control is dealt to chosen permanent instead. Oh, so the hope is... Okay, so the idea is play the Flumph, play a Marauding Raptor, Gideon Sacrifice the Flumph, and then just... Is there a way this goes infinite, or is it just casting a bunch of cards? Is it like an infinite combo, or is it just like, oh, I try to cast as much stuff as possible and deal... I'm trying to see if there's anything that is like fully infinite. Teething Wormlet. Enters the battlefield, gain a life. If the first time, get a counter on it. That's definitely a neat idea. I think that Gideon Sacrifice is definitely a super unique card. That's a card that would be a fun one to build a deck around. So I like seeing the Gideon Sacrifice idea. Well, play a land, pass the turn. You should be able to order the trigger so Bowmasters goes infinite before the 2 damage kills it. I think that's correct. Where's our lands? Where's our lands? And we're gonna have to deadly dispute this thing to try to find a land. And we did find one. We didn't make it look easy, but we did do it. I guess we played Delighted Halfling. So we need a Flumph. We got a bunch of these Hunt Masters that aren't doing a ton yet. Well, there's a Flumph. That is good. Well, get in with the Bowmasters. So if we Coco and we hit a Bowmasters, yeah, let's just pass and see what happens. I don't think we can win exactly now, but what does Smothering Tithe do in the deck? So Smothering Tithe, obviously, if you pull off the combo, I see. So if you have Smothering Tithe and you, it's kind of like the next level, the next level of the combo we were playing earlier. So if you have the infinite card draw combo, but you also have Smothering Tithe, You'll also make a bunch of treasures. I don't know. I don't know how necessary that is, though, right? Like, it's funny and fun, but don't you win anyway, though? Or by just like, I swear to God, we have like literally the worst Coco, the worst Coco luck. It's kind of mind blowing. Our deck has done halfway as well as it has, considering, wow, have we had the worst Coco luck like imaginable? Well, we're going to sack this thing. Make some black mana. Yeah, we have had the worst. Take a random thing we don't really care about. I guess this. Play this thing. Get rid of this thing. To get this thing. And then fatal push that thing. And do we play this? Yeah. We need indestructibility. That's the missing piece. I'm afraid to run the Flumph out. I guess we don't have the mana anyway. Yeah, get in, hit ya. We can do it over the course of 2 turns. I don't know if we can do it. Our Cocos have been cursed. Flumph has worked pretty well, like reasonably well. For being Flumph, it has worked incredibly well. Coco, on the other hand, has not found us as many Flumphs as we were hoping for. Boom. Ping ya. Alright, there's the sweeper. Well, I mean, we assumed that was coming. I'll play a Blooming Marsh. Play a Huntmaster. Get rid of the Shambling Ghast. I guess we can get rid of all the Shambling Ghast at this point. That is going to make our Cocos a lot worse. Take a Selfless Savior. So we need a white mana. Is that the thing that's missing to keep us from going infinite this turn? We only have 1 white mana somehow. Oh, there's the prime time. So we're going to be dead next turn for sure. I remember when Fatal Push was in Standard. Draft was so fun. Yeah, it was nice to have a really expensive uncommon to open too. That's always nice in a draft set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunate. After all this, we only have 1 white source for the rest of our lives. I'll go attacking. Yeah, this is sad, but this means we are like not close to comboing even a little, but what can you do? Go Bowmasters, I guess. Yeah, not as nice as you think, opponent. We don't actually want to be doing this. We want to be just winning the game. Opponent. The problem is we can't stop the combo, right? So if we like start the combo to try to look for a white source to play indestructibility, oh, that's a blowout. If we stop the combo, like Selfless Savior is at sorcery speed, so it doesn't actually work. We can't actually, there's no way to get it into play and keep the combo going. It works in the modern version when, is that 10 really? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think so. It works in the modern version because a lot of the indestructibility spells are instant speed, so you can try to draw into them. These ones are sorcery speed. All right, one last game. We had a second Bowmaster, so we could have used 3 pings to search for white and then use a second orc to go off. Oh, with 2 Bowmasters, yeah. That can actually potentially work. Yeah, I wish we could have comboed. That would have been sweet. Well, I gotta say, I think that the first, by far the best version of Flumph was just the first one we played. The 80 some card, all the combo deck, that was obviously not designed to be a actual competitive deck by any stretch. So it's not a surprise that that one didn't really do anything. I think though that this build, so far it just feels like a worse version of the Coco deck. Like, I feel like the Coco deck was just a cleaner version of it, essentially. So I think if you want to actually win with Flumph, I think that's the way to go. That deck actually felt like it was relatively solid. All right, Fatal Push. Well, sorry, Selfless Savior. Sack it. Well, there's a Flumph. A Flumph for the future. About it. And we do have white mana this game. We have plenty of white mana. Overgrown Tomb. Liliana.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the
Yep.
You won't be out.
Well, that is kind of annoying. Alright, land untapped. Run out the Flumph. Pass the turn. We're again, like, kind of close, but not that close. Hey, thank you, Dribble Gameplay. Which deck I missed it? The first deck we played today was just a Flumph Collecticum, the same combo of Flumph and Bowmasters and Indestructibility, but it was just a normal Collected Company build of it. No wackiness. Opponent's gonna tick up. Interesting. Opponent. Ticking up, but doesn't know what they actually want to discard here. All right, we'll discard a Fatal Push. Opponent discards a in impact. Hive in a Graveyard Trespasser. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. It's the Selfless Savior. This would be a sweet turn to draw Indestructibility, I will admit. Delighted Halfling. So close. Alright, we'll play Grizzled Huntmaster. Get rid of the Delighted Halfling. Actually, I guess we just get rid of all the Delighted Halflings at this point. Get rid of all the Delighted Halflings. Take a Selfless Savior. All right, do we get to untap with our cards in hand? This was the first build we played, just collected Flumph. Really? That's how we're doing this. All right, well, I guess we gotta ping the Liliana. That is unfortunate.
Do not touch me again.
About it. There isn't, yeah, Selfless Savior in the sideboard. I think you shouldn't even be playing green. Just jam Flumph into your generic good stuff or Zaviarian deck. Yeah, but Flumph doesn't really, like, as a generic card, it's not very good, right? Like, Flumph without support for the combo. We've tried that before. Flumph without the combo support is one of the worst cards that we've ever played. But Flumph with the infinite combo is pretty good. So I don't think there's a deck that exists where you can just, like, throw the pieces in there, right? Like, not that I can think of. I can't think of any decks that exist that are playing, like, indestructibility spells and so forth. Hey, what's up, Dandy Floss? How are you? You're also playing 80 cards. 4 of them can be Flumps. Flumph's gonna take down, sure. And plays a land. And high for the Eye Tyrant. Pass the turn. No attacks. Yarring is support for the combo since it blinks the Bowmaster already in the field. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Yarian's a bad idea, but... But I do think you gotta support it. I don't think there's any existing deck that you can just like throw it into and it's gonna have the pieces to make it good. Because it's really, just keep in mind, if you decide to build around it, Flumph is only good if you go infinite with it. There is not really any other context where it's actually a good card. You don't want to just be like randomly blocking with it and drawing cards and stuff. Like that's how we lost 27 matches in a row trying to do it that way. Yeah, I think we need to keep the creature land because we got to get rid of that Liliana. Although, not looking good. Esper Soul Herder variant. That could be fun. There's just a lot of... there's a lot of weird... Oh, wait. That's enough cards to flip that. Oh, we're so dead. So dead. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's no... Shambling Ghast. I mean, I guess we won't scoop, but how do we beat the Shieldred? And then it just flips back around. Yeah, this flipping is pretty unbeatable. About it. The challenge with something like Soul Herder is like... The challenge with something like Soul Herder is... So, the pieces that work with... So, if you want to combo with Flumph, you need Bowmaster, and you need probably like 8 indestructibility spells, or close to that. And then you also need, I guess, just a deck, a functional deck of magic cards. So, the challenge is, while blinking the Bowmaster is kind of a neat little trick to like reset it. That's a pretty sweet little trick. And I like that synergy. That part's really cool. I think the challenge is the rest of the stuff just doesn't really synergize with the blink plan. I ran into that with Yarion too. Like the Yarion build that we had, Yarion's just kind of there because we have 80 cards, but it actually doesn't really synergize because the indestructibility stuff is not generally ETB stuff. It's sack stuff. It's spell-based stuff. So that's kind of, it's a very weird mixture. So I wonder if it's possible to build like a Soul Herder deck that also has the combo in it and is also functional. This deck in Arena is nothing like the deck list from the deck command. Yeah, we've been jumping around a bit, playing different Flumph decks. This is the one in the deck command would be if you want to try Flumph on Arena, this is the build we had the most success with. This is the one that actually we've played 3 different builds. We started with Collective Flumphany, and that is this is the one. If you want to actually try Flumph on Arena, this is the direction I would push you in. We actually had a winning record, and it actually like comboed off and did cool things. Since that, we've just kind of played really memey versions. This version, I don't know how memey it is, but the idea was to try the tutor from the sideboard stuff, like some of these Arena exclusive tutors that we don't have anyplace else. And it hasn't really felt better than just the original version of just using good old Court of Calling and Collected Company to find the combo pieces. That still seems to be out of the builds we've played, that still seems to be the go-to as far as actually having success. What about Inquisitor Captain over Collected Company? It only puts one of the two on the battlefield, but it seeks, so it might be consistent rather than whiffing on Company. I think the 2 is. I think the 2 is worth it. What does this card do? Target opponent discards a card. Then they may discard an additional card. If they don't, conjure a duplicate of a random card from their library into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it's mana of any color to cast it. All right, we will discard that, and then sure, I guess. I mean, how good can our deck possibly be for our opponent? Hopefully not very. Boom, get in, hit ya. Opponent. Yeah, I mean, I will say Flumph is way better than it's been before. Hey, what's up, Ludi? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Yeah, it's definitely sweet after our initial Flumph experience. Oh my god, it was so bad. I have a Cleric KDH deck. I want to be able to tap my Order of the White Clay without attacking with it. How many ways should I have in the deck to make it at least semi-consistent? So you want to be able to attack my Order of the White Clay without attacking with it. So I think the real question is, how many tutors are you playing? If you're playing a ton of tutors, you can get by with a couple of ways, probably. If you're not playing many tutors, then the number is going to have to go up significantly in a 100-card deck. Like, if you're not just trying to tutor it out, then you're probably looking at closer to, geez, how many ways if you really want to have the effect? Definitely 5, and ideally probably more than that in a 100-card deck. That is one of the downsides of well, not a downside, I guess it's an upside, but one of the quirks of Commander is please don't hit us with discard. One of the quirks of Commander is a 100-card singleton, which is a lot less consistent than 60-card decks. Oh, opponent also was Bowmastering. Ay. About it. Gonna hit our face. Well, we are going to get rid of the Bowmasters. I mean, I think we're kind of seeing the downside of Flumph, which is when we're not going off, it kind of just does nothing. Just kind of floats around. Floats around and is a jellyfish. About it. Hunted Ridgeline. About it. Liliana. Yeah, I think we're, well, opponent has respect for the Flumph.
Off you go.
Well, Delighted Halfling's not very good. Alright. Collected Company. Save us, Collected Company. Pass the turn. There's a Dimir Tutor from Lord of the Rings. Ah, yeah, the one that you have to have a legendary creature, right? Yeah, that card's interesting. Needing to have a legend is a bit of a restriction. Although the ring mechanic, if you're playing Lord of the Ring stuff, it gets a lot better. Well, and that is how it ends. I'm gonna have to go back and just calculate our Cocos from the stream. I don't know if I'm just remembering the bad ones and forgetting all the bangers, but I'm pretty sure considering just like, I don't know, considering just like the number of creatures we're playing in these decks, we should be, I mean, yeah, we should be almost like never whiffing. We should be like 90. Oh, Oops All Combos isn't the right deck, but we should be like 90% to hit 2 creatures or something like absurd. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting. We definitely had some bad Cocos. So what do we learn about Flumph? So Flumph, I think it's worse on Arena than it is in Moto. So I think it's worse in Arena formats. You don't have as many good tutors, and you don't have the free convoke protection spell, plus no gut shot. The free convoke protection spell, one of the best protection spells. We got to see that during the modern games yesterday. The ability to like be tapped out, start the combo, and draw into a protection spell you can cast is actually really, really good. Oops all combos. It's what its name suggests. It's not a good deck at all. It's an 87 card deck with basically every possible creature combo. We won a couple games with it. I don't know if we want to match with it, but even like combo with Sam and Cauldron Familiar, Rotodropic and Boromir, or Scurryoak and Rosie, or Blood Artist and Cauldron Familiar, or Anafenza and Putrid Goblin, or Flumph and Indestructibility. Like, it's just got all the combos in it, but it's pretty janky. So what do we learn about these decks? So Flumph, I think it's still a meme, but I think it's less of a meme than it was before, if that makes any sense. Like, it's gotten much better. This is better than I ever could have imagined Flumph being. Like, this is the pinnacle of the Jellyfish in Magic. If you had told me that Flumph someday would actually have the ability to, like, honestly win a game of Modern, or even win a game of Historic, I would not have believed you. So, I don't think you should run out and spend your Magic budget on Flumps. No, don't blow it all in the Jellyfish, but the combo's funny, and it actually is pretty fun when it goes off. So, it's definitely way better than it's been at any point in the past. But anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our Flumph stream. I promise next week. No, we'll chill with Flumph a bit. A lot of flumping over the last couple days, but boy, has it been worth it to see the Jellyfish go off. So reminders, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Tomorrow, actually, some standard going on, so check that out. Also, Pro Tour stuff. Gonna be an exciting weekend of Magic. One more reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. If you get a free Goldfish sticker, just let them know if you want one in your order notes, and they'll hook you up. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular, and I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing night. Have a great weekend, and I'll definitely see you Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see if things work out. Maybe I fire up the stream to watch some of the Pro Tour over the weekend. We'll see how all that stuff works out with spoilers and all the other stuff. So no promises, but if I get a chance to, maybe we'll turn on the Pro Tour together for a couple of hours. But most importantly, thank you to all of you. So have a great night. Have an amazing weekend. I love y'all, and I will be back on Tuesday for sure with some more streaming. So until then, everyone, have a good one, and I will talk to you soon.